Hello, everybody. Getting started soon. Let's see, where's the Mikey bus? Where's the Mikey bus? There it is. All right, now everybody should be able to hear everybody.
Cool.
Oh no.
You can see Sonic's tutters.
Sonic's what?
Is what
Tutters.
now? Is Tutters?
His feet. His
Okay,
feet. His tutters.
okay, his Tutters. Yeah, sure.
His tutters.
Okay.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, people say tutters. You're just going to trust me.
I choose learn of the existence of that world, and you just
Hey, someone,
like it.
someone used their
It's about
Discord
word.
Nitro to boost the server so we don't lose the level
I
that we
already
need.
did.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. It was
What
still,
do you want from me?
It yelled at me still. It's like you're gonna lose it.
Yeah, it's just it's fine.
I think they're still pausing for verified servers. I don't think they're gonna do any new verified servers until next year, maybe.
It
God,
doesn't
this
matter
song
because
rules,
every
by the
time
way.
we apply, they're
Yes.
like, "Fuck you." I'm like,
Fucking
okay.
Mario 3D World. So good.
Yep. All right. I'm just gonna do a couple things and we'll get started, everybody.
Where's Sean?
Sean been? Where's Sean been? He doesn't.
He says
he's
like,
not
"I
here
have
anymore?
family." I'm like, "You have families? I say so." God damn it.
Yeah. What's more important?
Yeah.
Probably playing Killer Instinct.
Thinking what you probably can't do any shows next week, huh?
It's gonna be tough. Yeah.
We'd have to do them from LA.
We'd have to do them from LA.
From an LA hotel room. So,
Yeah.
well, I guess we'll see. Probably.
Just record
Well,
something with your phone. Fuck it.
Yeah, we
Please,
might.
fuck.
Maybe we'll just record a quick thing, like a quick reaction to the.
Yeah,
Because the Game
maybe.
Awards will be over by our normal time, right?
We'll see. You have a lot on your plate already. I don't want to.
I'm very
overburden you,
busy.
but we'll
Yes,
see.
yes, we got a lot going on. What the fuck? This is not what I wanted. Okay.
What a day.
What a day for Mikey's.
So it's been hot
What a
here.
day for Mikey's.
I don't like it. It's getting hot. It's not fun.
Getting hot. It's, yeah, freaking southern hemisphere. It's the coldest day here yet.
It's pretty hot here.
Very cold. Too cold for me. Not for Jeff, I'm sure.
I saw
Yeah,
a
I'm loving
Christmas
it.
tree on the. I saw a Christmas tree on the wild, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You're a heathen. You're a fucking. You're a crime
Yeah.
against God. God
Wait,
did
what?
not like this."
Jeff, can you come? You can come over and put my lights up then, because it's been too cold for me to go out there yet.
All right, on my way.
Thank you.
You have to. You have to put the tree the 8th of December. What are y'all doing?
I put my tree up.
What's wrong? Yeah, my tree's up. Everyone's tree's up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you're wrong.
No.
Yeah,
well,
but
I feel
if-
no.
If I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, the 8th of December is also wrong because there's only 12 days of
Yeah.
Christmas.
That's my birthday.
If you're
Well, the 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas, so-
Culture.
Yeah, but I
So,
mean,
that's not.
so we're gonna
that's
like
not even Christian. I don't know why.
it's like
12
a
days don't lead
it's a
up to
12 days
Christmas.
12 days radius though in terms of if you're gonna
No.
put up the Christmas tree. My Christmas tree is up.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
saying it.
You're
like,
right. You're fine.
I'm saying December 8th is not right in any way.
No, we agree on that. I just didn't like your logic was flawed, but you're correct. Look, the freaking Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the one thing that Thanksgiving freaks has is like their big cultural touchstone ends with fucking Santa Claus. All right?
Yeah.
It's Christmas time now. It's not
You're kind of
Thanksgiving, it's Christmas time.
I'm not gonna.
Black
say anything
Friday
else
is a
because I think you're
holiday.
right. Yeah, the original Christmas just doesn't exist no more.
Yeah, we really killed Christmas by celebrating it more.
It's like-
By enjoying it for longer, we really ruined the holiday.
No, I don't mean that like the actual Christmas like celebration type deal. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
listen, I celebrate at my
Like-
house. I'm like,
like
the
every-
sun is
yeah.
going back up in the
What, the
sky.
day?
We saved
Yeah.
the sun, and now we can have a party. That's what we do in my
Yeah,
home.
like,
I don't know what
ever
you guys
since-
do.
Ever since like Coke.
Yeah,
made
you're
the
not
red
wrong.
Coke.
Ever since Coca-Cola invented Christmas, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
it kinda did.
It did,
Yes,
yes.
100%.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I guess you're right.
Almost ready.
But you hear it's like the 8th of December or some shit like that because it's like I don't know what day is.
Yeah. keep
I don't
thinking
know
my
why.
birthday.
But
Do you just have my
also,
birthday stuck in your head?
that's your birthday?
Yeah.
My birthday is the 14th of December. Let's go,
Hey.
December boys.
December.
Okay, let's test the muse.
It's too close.
that,
Your birthday is so much better position than mine because
Yes,
mine is
absolutely.
mine is way too closer to Christmas.
My birthday's way better than yours.
I got
I'm like right at the border of it to be far enough away that like people, like some people still try to do like this is your Christmas and birthday
No,
gift,
yeah,
whatever.
I got-
Like auxiliary
I got-
people, like my family's not gonna pull that shit. They know better.
You guys heard that, right?
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
we hear that. No, I got screwed many times
Yeah.
in my life.
Okay.
It's like this is your Christmas. Like you get this Sega game, and this Sega game is pretty expensive. So this is your Christmas and birthday. It's like oh god damn it. So you don't want. The worst is like you want your present now, or you want your Christmas. Like you piece of shit, you son of a bitch.
All right,
You
let's
did
start.
it again. You heard me.
All right, let's go.
This is the shit.
Did you tweet?
No, but I will. Starting in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And today, we've been playing Mario RPG some more. And,
Ha!
I'm gonna open up a beer here, I think, actually.
Yeah, right there
we
you go. Okay.
It's just,
It's
okay,
Daddy's drinking
everybody.
season, everybody. There's nothing else going on.
Let's all just, let's all just chill out.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Because Nintendo's chilling out.
Oh,
that's
hang
for
on
sure.
real quick. Oh, rough. There you go,
Oh, there
everybody.
you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
there you
blue
go.
ball you.
Yeah. How you doing, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's I'm busy. I got like, it's hard for me to like start like even like little things that like, especially like paperwork, anything involving paperwork, and I kept putting stuff off. Now so I have like a stack of things that I got to do, like employee review, end of year stuff. I got to do.
Fun.
Yeah, I like there's stuff for us over here that I got to take care of because it's like someone that was going to pay us money like left that company, and so we have to deal with someone completely new, and I have to start over that whole process, that sort of thing. And it's like, then it's like, okay, we have a bunch of stuff happening in LA. We're doing the Game of the Year guest list over at Giant Bomb, so I'm like talking to a bunch of people who I want to have and come hang out. The easiest people to get to write Game of the Year list, Mike, wrestlers. Like I have a list of names here, and it's like all of the wrestlers immediately were like, yes, totally. Well, 100% will write Game of the Year list. So that was easy. Now I'm like tracking down like old colleagues and stuff like that, see if they want to come.
Hey, you didn't ask me.
Yeah, I actually have your name here, and you have a little red bar next to you. So I haven't asked you yet. All right. Mike, you want to write a Game of the Year list for your Giant Bomb?
Oh, sure. It'll be identical to my GamesBeat Game of the Year list, but I'll write
fine.
different words.
Oh, fantastic! I love it.
Well, actually, maybe not, because I might have played Avatar by then. We'll see how that shakes the paradigm.
Also, feel free if like you want to like shake it up and like do something that's not just like your 10 favorite games. Maybe you can write a different thing. I keep telling people, do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a lot of work. It doesn't have to be a lot of words. So yeah. But either way, I'm like busy. I got a lot going on, and then I just keep looking. It's like Friday we start Game of the Year deliberations. By next Tuesday, I'm in Los Angeles. It is happening.
Yeah. I'm going to Los Angeles even earlier because I have another thing I'm doing there. So I was looking, I was like, that's still like a couple weeks away, right? And
yep.
like, no, it's less than a week. I'm going to be gone. Oh no. Which it's exciting. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff going on in Los Angeles. I'm very excited to hang out with everybody. But it's a lot of work. What's nice, though, like on the other side of that, Jeff, things will actually finally be pretty chill, I think, right? Do you agree? Maybe not for you?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I hope so, but I don't know. I'll tell you what. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to this episode being kind of low key. us just talking a little bit about Nintendo, making up our own news or whatever, and then getting out of here and getting back to playing some games. I haven't beaten Super Mario RPG yet because I keep putting it aside. And now I'm here talking to you. I'm like, man, I should just fucking. That's the game I want to be playing. I should just be playing it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Well, how far are you? Where are you?
I'm definitely past Mole Town. Where am I at? I'm still pretty early in the game, but yeah, I'm a little bit past Mole Town, I think.
Okay, yeah. I went through it very quickly. That game is so
very,
fast-paced.
it's very play. Yes, it's bang, 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 bang. You just go right through that game, and I love that.
It's so funny because I don't think I'm not sure if I've beaten it since the first time I beat it. I've like picked it up here and there. So it's fun.
I replay it all the time. I get deep into it, but I don't often feel a need to beat it. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you did it.
I'm sorry. I was trying to just ham it up for the camera. Then you had the end like that.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. Little early birthday gift for Mikey.
Most people are beating it right now.
Thank you, Past Jeff. It's funny, though, because like the first time I completed this game, it was like the first RPG I ever beat. And now it's like I've done all these other ones. And back then, this thing felt like, this mountain I climbed, this epic journey. Yeah. I'm not trying to say it doesn't feel like that anymore in ways.
Yeah.
But it's like an 11-hour game now, right? And like JRPGs these days, like we're probably going to be 80 hours at least. So.
I mean, even the ones that are like 30 hours, it's like compared to this, feels really, really long and drawn out. And no, this one's like we're going to set up a little scenario. You're going to deal with that scenario relatively quickly, and then you're moving on to the next snenario. And I love that about it.
It's kind of great. I'm kind of like, man, there should be more like this. This is pretty well paced.
Breezy.
We'll talk a little bit more about that soon. Thank you, everybody who is joining us live. If you want to send a super chat, I see a few of those already. We will read and answer all of those during the show. Please push that thumbs up button if you can. We appreciate that. Helps more people find the show. Just makes us feel good about ourselves. Speaking about feeling good, I did get all my indoor Christmas decorations up, so I feel good about that. I've got my tree up. I got my bullshit in this room up, so I'm pleased about all that.
Looks nice.
That it improves my mood. Thank you. I got this little tiny tree I've had forever. I was like, I could just wrap some lights around that, so I have a little tree in my background. And like this is the room I'm in, so mostly, so it's good to have some decorations in this room and not just in my living room.
Right. The kids have taken it upon themselves to do a lot of the decorating of the tree, especially. So that means
so it's all Sonic.
Yes, a lot of. Well, she will not let me put up my video game stuff, Emmy, because she says it's not Christmassy enough. So I
Whoa.
But you know what is the Star Wars stuff is fine. So I think she's
because she knows all about Life Day or whatever.
Yeah, of course. Right. The true meaning of Christmas. But.
That's interesting.
I mean, she's just kind of like.
No, she's right though.
She likes to be a little punk about it,
except for the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's got that Grubb DNA in her.
That's really.
I was thinking about that. Like, I have all these Christmas decorations. Looking at them, very few of these have anything to do with Christmas. It's just the stuff I like in Christmas ornament form.
Now in Christmas form.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, really, what I was getting at is every square inch of that tree that they can reach has ornaments on it. It is insane.
Incredible.
And they're like, we're not done yet. I'm like, you're done. You're done. You're maniacs. I am pulling the plug on this whole operation. But really what it means is we got open containers of Christmas decorations littered all over the place. And I'm like, I've got to get this taken care of before I leave because I can't leave Steph with this. And I don't want to come back to it and still be a mess. So trying to get all that done and taken care of before we go. But yeah, I don't know. It's good. I like this time of year a ton. So I'm very excited to be in the thick of it. I got Christmas stations on in the car when I'm driving around, listening to the music.
Nice.
I hope I'll never be one of those people who's like, I'm sick of Christmas music, because I'm not. I still love it.
Never am. I mean, you listen to it 1 month of the year, and then otherwise you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're good to go.
I could never listen to it in March. That I would kill myself if that happened. But like otherwise, yeah.
Do y'all have real trees like in the movies?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
My family's converted. My brothers, no, I'm not. We had fake trees growing up. We had a real tree one time, and it fell over and broke a bunch of stuff. No, as like much of a hardcore Christmas guy as I am, I'm anti real tree. I get the romanticism of it, Especially for me, like I don't have a giant tree. It's just very easy. Just hey, it's time for the tree. I go downstairs. I already have it assembled. I already even still have the lights on it. I just plop it up there, plug it in. I'm not getting a real tree.
Yeah, I mean the whole symbolism there is like evergreens. They don't die. They represent life. And it's like, what can't, die better than a fake tree? Like, that's just going to be forever. So, yeah. Like,
there you go.
It totally works.
Look, I don't want to be like Charlie Brown getting, I'm not going to get those weird fiberglass trees or whatever that was.
Right.
But.
Yes. Yeah. We got a nice, huge fake tree that we keep going back to. Although it is getting pretty run down at this point in terms of like the branches. Yeah,
they don't last forever. But
yeah, and it's so big and heavy
for a while. Man, the one we had as a kid all the time. It was one where it was before they discovered the technology where the branches can kind of fold in on themselves.
Yeah,
so you had to put in each branch. And
God, I remember doing that as a kid.
Lego. Yeah, we had a big tree. So it took a while. It was a whole thing. It was fun though. Gosh, I like Christmas. Glad Christmas is here. That's nice. I guess we should talk about Nintendo though a little bit.
Yeah,
like I said, not much. Things are pretty quiet. There is a new F-Zero patch, which actually adds a classic mode. Jeff, I just didn't even know this was a thing. But yeah, so now there's 20 player races. So and it plays more like with the rules of the SNES version. So this is like one of the special events that will be held periodically. So you maybe can't do this all the time, but still, I think that's pretty neat. I want to try that. It's been a little bit since I booted up F-Zero 99. There's just been so many.
I mean, it's one of my favorite games of the year, and so I'm like, I appreciate that they keep doing more stuff for it. They're doing stuff so quickly though. I mean, I am beginning to suspect that this is one that's going to burn twice as bright and half as long, and they probably won't keep it around for forever. But whatever. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy it. I don't know if I need the classic rules though, Mike. I think that the refinements they made to the way F-Zero plays in F-Zero 99 have almost all been for the better.
Right. Like, even, I played the classic F-Zero on NSO after 99 came out. I had fun. I was like, I think I like 99 better. I think it actually, like, the rules work better. I think I even like it with all those other assholes racing around. That's actually, especially when it comes to, like, 16-bit F-Zero, that's kind of the one I want to play, is that madness of it.
Yep.
But still, it's nice. Talk about 99s. Like, Tetris 99 is getting a few things this month. The first half of December, it's going to have a WarioWare event, and then second half, Super Mario Wonder. So that's nice. I did that Mario RPG event they did kind of like a week ago.
Yeah, I did too.
I've been playing Tetris 99 kind of since then, just because it's fun and I like Tetris. Even played with Bailey.
Really?
She destroyed me. Although one time,
did you just like do like the stream snipe thing of like try to get in at the same time as her?
That one you can make like custom rooms.
Really? I had no idea.
And like friends could just join.
Well, that's a TNT right there.
It'll fill other people with bots. Yeah, we should do that. We should definitely make sure Bailey's there because she's very good.
Oh yeah, I mean she plays regularly and seems very talented at it. And then
she can actually win.
Yes,
I cannot.
I like I said, I won once and it was like ascending. It was like my brain moved to a higher plane of existence, and it required so much energy. I basically collapsed afterwards.
One time I got third place. It was the first one we did. I was in there. I got third place. And then it was her and somebody else. And she was convinced the other person was me. So she kept screaming at me and talking about how she couldn't lose to Minotti. She couldn't lose to Minotti. I just kind of sat there like feeling pretty sheepish. And then she did lose to the person. But then she's like, oh, thank God. At least it wasn't Minotti.
That's really funny. Oh,
like,
man.
Right. It's like, oh, all right. I'll take that. But gosh. Yeah, Jeff, I mean, that's about it. You said that you want to play more Mario RPG. Are there any other Nintendo games you feel you really need to beat this year?
I, for the most part, did pretty well on my Nintendo playing this year. I beat Metroid, I beat Mario, I beat Pikmin 4, I beat Zelda. Those are the big ones for me. Beyond that, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I'll beat Super Mario RPG here pretty soon.
Yeah, you played a lot of Engage.
I played a lot of Engage. Right. And that one's it's too long for me to have justified spending more time with that to actually beat it. Even though I really like that game, it won't be in my top 10 or anything like that because it does fall off pretty hard in terms of giving you those incentives to keep playing it. But yeah, the amount of Engage I played, I was pretty happy with. Yeah. So yeah, like it's like looking at this year, like just this year's games. I think it was a strong year for Nintendo. I kept up with it. It was nice to like keep bringing out the Switch and feel good about playing the Switch still. Something where it's like, oh, maybe as I get the Steam Deck, that won't be as much. It's like, no, that wasn't a problem at all. The Steam Deck, especially the OLED, is still great. I use it all the time. And I'm happy to have reasons. They gave us pretty good reasons at least once every other month this entire year. It was just from Nintendo, and it's still a good system for indies and stuff like that. So yeah, I played a ton of the Switch, and I feel pretty good about where I stand with the releases this year. How about you?
Yeah, I think I did do pretty good. Like the one I thought I was at one point going to play more of, because some people seem to love it, was Octopath Traveler 2, and I started it and then got into Sea of Stars instead, and then Mario RPG happened, and now I'm kind of like, actually, I want to play Star Ocean more than that. So I feel kind of bad about it, but that's just the way it is. I don't know. My gut feeling is if I played it all the way through, I would gain appreciation for it, but I still think I just don't like Octopath as much as some people do.
Some people really like it, like
right, and
game of the year
like
it.
Yeah, and like that's interesting. I do agree it got snubbed for RPG. I don't think there were really many game of the year award snubs you could like tell me are snubs, because there's just so many good options this year. That one feels like a snub to me.
Yes, it does.
Like people just kind of forgot and we're nominating games that are barely RPGs instead. So what are you gonna do? Well, Jeff, why don't we read some of these super chats then? We got a bunch of those. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah,
everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it, especially this time of year. We know you got a lot of stuff you could spend your money on. So anytime that you're supporting us, it means a lot.
Did you get hit hard by the sales? Because I did like pretty much all my Christmas shopping on Friday. Like I like to just go on Amazon. I got my spreadsheet who I had to get gifts for, and I kind of just work my way down it and just search until I find something appropriate. And
I did kind of do a lot of shopping. Mostly what would happen is Steph would see a deal and be like, wouldn't it be nice if I got that for Christmas? And I'm like, buy it right away. Just without even thinking.
Yep.
So, and a lot of that stuff's showing up, and I'm like, now I got to think about, what did I buy? I got to make sure I have it all accounted for. No spreadsheet over here, Mike. That's good thinking. But
I have the spreadsheet. I just copy it every year, so and start over. It helps. There's all these nephews and nieces now, and so many people.
Right. I don't know if I did all my shopping, but I did a good amount. And we shopped for the kids throughout the year. Like that's one thing. We have a little closet down here. I hope they don't watch this. Little closet down here. We put a bunch of stuff in like throughout the year, so that gets built up. So that's almost takes care of itself. And then they mentioned a couple of things, like they wanted a purple Pikmin and a pink Pikmin and a few others. So I'm going to get them that. And
I kind of look like a purple Pikmin right now, maybe a pink Pikmin. I got my Salmon shirt on.
If you want,
if we come to your house dressed as a Pikmin, I'm sure they'll
1,000,000%. They will. That would not terrify them at all. Absolutely.
No.
Also, they want Addy keeps asking for a Piku Niku. I've told you about this game, right? The Piku Niku game. Yeah. And it's like, oh, they don't sell that stuff. I have to go on Etsy, and they're on Etsy, but they're expensive. It's always like a roll the dice if she's actually going to care once she gets it. So I'm like, $90.
Right. Does she care about that snail you had to get her from Kirby that took forever to get?
Emmy's still plays. They are hot and cold with a lot of their stuff, where it's like the stuff will go unplayed with for weeks at a time, and I'm like, well, they're over with that. And then in the last 2-3 weeks, Kirby has been number one in terms of playing, and that means all of Kirby's friends. Escargoon is hot. He's hot and heavy involved in all the action. So yes, he's back. So is King DDD and all that stuff. But most of the shopping taken care of. So I'm glad I got that out of the way. I did buy my wife a vacuum for Christmas, and that's always a rough one, right? To be like, here, clean my house.
More labor.
Yeah,
clean my house.
Exactly. She really wants it though. So and it's not the only thing she got.
It's a big quality of life thing. I mean, look, you are going to have to clean the house. Like having a better vacuum is nice.
Right.
Like it is. Yeah. No. I think it's fine. Like
it won't be the number one yet.
First glance.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not. It feels like the one thing you got her right. That'd be a problem. But
no,
yeah,
it'll be like it's gonna be like tier 3. Like there'll be at least 2 big things above that in terms of price and things that she wants. So I think we're good over here. And the vacuums, I will probably end up using the vacuum more than she does, to be fair. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what were we talking about. You're
gonna do super chats. I got distracted. Right. Oh no, I have one more story about Amazon packages, because like they say packages here, then they send a picture of your package
Yep.
at the door or whatever.
Yeah,
they sent the very first one. It's like, there's the picture, and it's like, that's not my door. And I look out, not there. And like, I think it's my neighbors across the street, but like, I don't want to like, I'm not gonna go over there and make sure. Like, oh, I got pretty close today. It felt very awkward. Like, I gotta go back. This feels weird. I don't want to like knock on the door to like, excuse me. I mean, they got the package. If they really wanted to bother with it, they could have seen that it wasn't theirs and it had a different address and then send it to me. So I think I'm just gonna make it Amazon's problem and tell them, hey, I didn't get this package. You sent it to the wrong house. I don't know where, but you better just send me a new one.
Yeah, I definitely been in that situation before when I've received someone else's package and I just take it to their house. And like, so maybe that'll still happen.
Maybe it'll still happen, but either way, it's Amazon's problem.
Oh, yeah. Definitely tell Amazon. Yeah, what they'll just probably send you another one and you won't have to do anything else and it'll be easy.
Right, I hope so. Harrison needs his WarioWare Move It.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone needs that. That should be in everybody's stocking this year.
Right, super chats.
Yes, Joshua Beneteau, I'm going to say. Just need Jeff's take on Patrick Kane joining the Red Wings. Doesn't feel real, to be honest. Yeah, that happened this morning. Patrick Kane was someone who played for the rivals, Chicago Blackhawks, for years and years, Mike. So when he signed with the Red Wings today, it was a little bit surprising, although it had been rumored all year. I'm excited. I think he will probably play better than people are expecting. And they only signed him for a year, so if it fizzles out, it's not that big a deal. Honestly, I think it's just cool that a big star looking to go somewhere to win decided to sign with the Red Wings. I think that's a sign of good things to come.
What did CM Punk think?
CM Punk was just like, he was livid, but that's just because he's always mad, and that's what he's addicted to. So, yeah.
I like it.
Nintendogs, you guys watch the Scott Pilgrim anime. Feels like Brian Lee O'Malley might be a Game Mess fan. I don't know why you say that, but I'm
curious.
I have not watched it. I have nothing against Scott Pilgrim.
Are there ant titties in it?
Yeah, there ant titties.
There's some trees with boobs. Did you see that cat with boobs in the Dragon's Dogma 2 video?
No, I have not watched that yet, but now I'm putting it to the top of my watch later. So yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that when I watched that, and now I can't stop thinking about that. So thank you, Mike.
Go. You're welcome. Yeah. I haven't seen that yet. I don't watch much of anything. I liked Scott Pilgrim at the time. There's a part of me, like, I don't know. It's like, young people in their relationship problems. It's just like, yeah. But I know there's more going on in this, and apparently this is subversive in some way people really like. I don't know. Look, I'm probably not going to watch it, but I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm glad it's there. I'm glad that people are enjoying it. Who knows? Maybe I'll put it on around Christmas time or something.
Right. It's also so aggressively like 2004 energy.
Yep. Like
everybody just discovered they could dye their hair and like wear flannel. It's just it's a lot for me. It's very aggressive, that energy. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah. Also, like young alternative culture from Canada always gets me weird. Like what? Yeah. Like what are you doing? Go play hockey. Chill out. From Ali Miracle, just found out about a Rockstar VTuber that was fired for doing drugs on stream and collecting a simp harem. What makes you feel old tonight, boys? Mostly that.
Simp harem?
Yeah, simp harem.
That makes you feel invigorated that we can have simp harems.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen,
who's a simp for me?
We can have simp harems, Mike. I think it's more likely you're going to be one of the members of the simp harem. Let's be real here.
Yeah. Wait, no. No, they're simping for me.
Okay, sure.
I'm the main character.
That's right. My bad. Excuse me.
There you go. Shiamir says Mitch's. Oh, that sounds aggressive. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but it rhymes with Mitch. I like it.
All right, here. Let's see. Jacob Bench. What is a game that disappointed you? Unfortunately, I did not like Mario RPG, even though I love Mario and Luigi games. Yeah, I was. This is what I was wondering, Mike. I thought some people going back to Mario RPG would be like, I don't get it. Why do people like this so much? It's like, I guess you kind of had to be there, but it's just a good game. I don't know. A game that disappointed me. I mean, I wrote a whole thing about it. Obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2, but I don't know. There's probably some others.
Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah.
From this year.
Oh, did he say this year? What is a game that disappointed you? He doesn't say anything about this year.
Well, I think it's assumed, but maybe not. I guess my bad.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. From this
Well,
year.
how about just for my sake then this year? Because
Okay.
I know about you in Red Dead already. Hey, actually, that's right. Just because you have all these children on your shows and then they say they don't like any game that's older than 15 years, you don't have to agree with them.
Okay.
Now you're going after the original Beyond Good and Evil.
I just said it's not as good as everyone makes it out to be, and it's not.
Yeah, but you just let Lex get away with saying that was never good. That's a bad game.
I stated my case, which is it's overrated. That's all.
Yeah, it might be. But still, I'm mad.
Didn't we have the same conversation? Don't you also think it's a little overrated?
Yes, but that's not the point. The point is that the children are wrong.
So just whatever Lex is saying, I need to disagree with because the children are wrong. Okay, all right. No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. I need to know my place. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What disappointed me from this year? I am looking at some of the games on a list of games I played.
Starfield, I think.
Starfield, definitely. Yeah, I like Starfield, but I wanted to love Starfield, and I just the glaring problems with that are so obvious. Anytime you pick it up, I'll tell you what, it's more disappointing because I keep seeing cool stories from people who do stick with it. Like there was one of the person who does anyone care if I spoil
today?
Yeah, they're on like their 33 new game plus, and they were able to like recruit themselves from their first playthrough, their character from the first playthrough. They had all the same stats and had the correct backstory and stuff. It's like, man, that attention to detail is actually only heightens my disappointment because it's like I would love to get to that, but I kind of don't want to put up with landing on a planet and have nothing interesting in any vicinity anywhere close to me and have to like walk to it over and over and over again.
Don't you want to play that? Don't you want to play? Hey, quiet! Get back your mod hole. You've been peeping up too much today. Thank you, Christian.
Bro, because when we went to the moon, there was nothing there. So
I was gonna make. Don't worry, Christian. I was gonna make that joke. Don't worry. I was going to bring up the Bethesda user review clapbacks.
Oh man, YouTube
those are weird.
Real quick, YouTube's like, hey, do you want to focus on your live stream and let YouTube insert ads for you? All right, dismiss. No, thank you. You're very bad at that.
We do not.
You're so bad at that, YouTube. All right. So okay, what disappointed you this year, Mike?
Yeah, Starfield.
Oh, that's right. That's okay. Yes, good answer. All right, let's see here. From Jared Helder, if Elden Ring released in 2023, would it win Game of the Year?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I think it would.
I think it probably would, because it probably is better than anything that came out this year. I really like Tears of the Kingdom, but Tears of the Kingdom compared to Elden Ring, it's like, well, yeah, we had Breath of the Wild, now we have this. So I would, yes,
Right.
I think Elden Ring would probably win. Let's see here from Ecto Coolest. Just got an analog pocket, and I was wondering what GBA hidden gem games you guys would recommend.
Oh, fun. There's that Astro Boy game that everybody likes, and that's definitely worth checking out. Drill Dozer. There's a Klonoa game, maybe two of them that are good. Klonoa is just really good 2D platformers. They're a lot of fun. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, actually very good on GBA. Man, I've been watching a lot of GBA content. It's so weird how often, especially licensed games, or just a lot of games, their default thing for GBA was, how about isometric?
Yep.
Because we can't make too many 2D games. People don't like that. We can't do 3D. But there's an isometric Banjo-Kazooie game on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
And
Made by
Spyro.
Microsoft, right?
Right.
Like there's Microsoft era rare.
Yes, exactly. There's even weird things like, oh, they made the Catwoman game for Game Boy Advance. It's isometric. Of course it is. There's so many.
I think the Game Boy Advance was.
Pro Skater 2.
I think the Game Boy Advance was actually pretty good at that. I think it just it could easily handle that kind of graphics set. There are 3D games on the Game Boy Advance, and many of them are surprisingly good. Stuntman is one I always have fun showing off to people because it's a good game on the Game Boy Advance. So that's a good hidden gem. You said a bunch of the good ones. That Car Battler Joe, I can never remember the exact name of it. Car Battler Joe, though, I think is what it's called. That one's surprisingly good. The Game of Advance has got just such a strong, deep library. You kind of can't.
There's a game called Ninja 5.0 that people always talk about when they say hidden gems. So check
Ninja
out
5.0 is very good. I think it's called something else in other territories, but in the United States, it's called Ninja 5.0. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. L. Grug. So what is the over-under on Jeff backing down on a game being on the GB Game of the Year list? My bet is 5 minutes. Also, Jeff Tribution Jeff in LA. Listen, I got my games that I know need to be on that top 20. And
yeah, but you're very nice. You're a lot nicer than me, so you acquiesce faster than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to acquiesce on certain games. Well, I will be cowardly on like I'm not gonna like fight for Shadows of Doubt. Like that one's early access. Only I've played it. I have no world in which I'm like, oh, I'm going to be able to argue that on there, or I don't even want to argue it on there. But I do think that there are a handful of games on my list. I've been like thinking about it.
Yeah, same.
If my top 6 games, if those make the list, I will have no complaints. If those start getting cut, then I will be like I'm going to be pushing for Chance of Sonar to make the top 20, and I think I'm going to be able to make that happen. So I'm not too worried about it.
Well, you know me, like I think a lot of the games I really care about, I think are getting on there anyways, and then the one I'm putting a lot of energy in is going to be Resident Evil 4, obviously.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna one might be on the bubble, but I don't think there's going to be much pushback against that.
That's my only thing is like making sure it gets not on the bubble, or if it's on the bubble, to make sure it falls on the right size when that bubble pops.
Right. There's stuff like Hi-Fi Rush where I would like that to be in the top 20. But,
yeah, I would too.
But we'll see.
Hard.
We'll see. Yeah, that'll be hard because people are gonna there's going to be a lot of games, to try to make it into that silver tier. So
did a lot of people on how is everyone else on Cocoon? Because I liked Cocoon.
Everyone that's played it seems to like it.
Cocoon is good.
Okay, well I'm gonna play that.
Maybe that's one. Yeah,
I started it. I enjoyed it.
Switch. Yeah,
yeah, I started and enjoyed it. It's very good. Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know, my big ones: Zelda, Pikmin, Armored Core, Mario Wonder, Chance of Sonar, Spider-Man 2. Like that's where I'm at. And then and Resident Evil 4.
That's right. It's so good you start playing it again immediately, just like me, and then you'll play it 3 more times because it's so much fun to unlock things and then to try to.
But I'm like, I think all of those games have a really good chance, and I don't think I'm gonna have to argue for most of them. So when you don't hear me arguing for stuff, it's because I'm letting other people do it.
Speaking of disappointing is not the right word, but I can't believe how insanely fast Jedi Survivor just fell off like my radar or like anyone's radar. Like, we're doing all this Game of the Year stuff. No one talks about Jedi Survivor. No one's like, yeah, but make sure you beat Jedi Survivor. No one says that.
I mean, because I think it's still a good game, but I don't think anyone was arguing it was a great game even at the time, really.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it is the one that I most look forward to playing after we get through all this shit. I can't wait. I keep thinking about it all the time. But
you know what I was doing right before this? I was playing Final Fantasy 16. Finally,
really?
Back in that.
Okay.
So, finally doing it.
Man, you really you're just biting the bullet, doing something miserable, huh?
Well, no. That's why if I was like, hey, I like this game. Why did I stop playing for so long? And I know why, because I wasn't able to start it immediately because of travel or something. So then I did start it, and then immediately it was Starfield, and then the next big game, the next big game, the next big game. I started just jumping between all of those, and yeah, just never really made it back to FF16 until now. I mean, look, I beat Alan Wake 2. Really, that's when that train finally stopped, was me beating Alan Wake 2. So now I'm like, okay, I can finally go back to Final Fantasy 16.
I do understand what El Grug's getting at here, though. And what you're saying, yeah, I acquiesce. This stuff is not. It's all made up. It's all.
So, Jeff, to be clear, I like to acquiesce too. I pick one, maybe 2 things to hardline a little bit, but generally, no, I don't really care.
Yeah,
if you wanna.
I mean, I do expect Tam and Lucy to come hard at Zelda, and you guys can clip that one. Feel free. I do expect that to happen, but it's
fight them.
It's going to be in the top 20. What are we talking about? And at that point, anything.
In the top 5.
Well, I mean, at that point, then we start the Eurovision stuff, and at that point, anything can happen. And I expect it to be pretty high on a lot of people's lists. And I know for a fact a lot of people didn't play Baldur's Gate 3, which seems to be the other big favorite. So, listen, I'm just saying.
Well, we'll see, because they both have an eye. I'm pretty high on it too. So yeah, I have no idea.
No, I know
what number one can be.
But I don't think Jan's going to put it there. Dan's not going to put it there. Backlar's not going to put it there. I don't think I'm putting it in my top 10. So it's
that's interesting.
So it's 0 points from 4 people is going to be Game of the Year. We'll see.
Man, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess. That's interesting. Hey, I think you've done this for me before, but what's Eurovision again, and what does that mean in terms of Game of the Year?
Yeah. So Eurovision is a song competition. It's where ABBA came from. You know ABBA?
Yeah, Mamma Mia.
Right, exactly.
Here it comes again.
You 100% got it. Yes. So it is a European song competition where each country, I think, holds their own competition to decide who's going to represent them. And then they send them to Eurovision. And then all these countries perform their songs over like a course of weeks. And then there's a final group. And then they perform their songs again. It's the same song. They perform it again. And then everyone across Europe, and now it includes Australia and a couple other territories, just very specifically not the United States, they can call and vote, and you just can't vote for your own country. So everyone calls in and like, okay, we are we're the Czech Republic, and we give our 12 points to Italy, and that's like the moment that Dan wants to like capture. Where that's why like he's like he thought that was very exciting of like seeing the 12 points get distributed, and then all your other points get distributed as well. But 12 points going to this big game, and then it updates in real time, and we see how things are shaking out.
So how does that? So like, okay, that's interesting. So somebody is like whoever goes later gets to kind of be a bit of a decision maker sometimes,
right? And that kind of happened last year a little bit, where Tam voted last. So we are going to change it up this year. I didn't mind that so much.
So I'm going last, right?
Yeah, you can go last. Yeah, absolutely. You can be our anchor.
I like it.
I think we will have our votes in because of the way the stage show is going to work. Nikki's going to need it and have to like do the math in front of us.
Well, look, I'm going to say it. I'm not saying it's not that I'm better than everyone else, but I don't think anyone else in that group has beaten more of the heavy hitters this year than I have.
I think that's definitely true. I'm trying to think.
That's the benefit of having a lot of free time, I guess, outside of work. And like being like, I don't watch movies or TV shows.
I feel pretty good about how I kept up this year.
No, you did a very good job.
Yeah, I actually beat more games this year than in my typical year, I think. Yeah. And it's like,
and you're a real adult with real responsibilities.
Yeah, exactly. So. I'm like literally with the kids 24/7, and it's like somehow I still I've found time to beat around like 20-ish, 25 games, and you know. Not counting stuff like the Mortal Kombat games from years past that I just kind of ran through the story modes or whatever. But yeah, for the heavy hitters, it's like pretty much Baldur's. I don't know. Well, actually, what's nominated at the Game Awards? I think for that,
so the 6, and I was like happy I beat all of these. It's Resident Evil 4, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder,
Spider-Man 2,
and Spider-Man 2, and what's this? Now I'm like trying to think which ones did I say already that I then forgot about. I said Tears of the Kingdom. I said Baldur's Gate. I said
you said I didn't beat Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2.
Yes, I didn't. Yes, that's the but I am going to beat that one before we vote. So I'll have 5 of the 6 because there's no way I'm going to beat Baldur's Gate 3, but I'm playing that, and So
but Jeff, I think you like Baldur's Gate 3 is a great game, but you do get what it is. And like I am
very much at the point where I understand what that game is. Yes,
I don't think a lot of people are like not drawn in by Act 1, and then I'm not saying that you're not drawn in by it, but people feel the way about that game by the end that they do not. In the beginning,
I do not feel any need to beat that to have an opinion on it at this point. I am well past that point, so I'm fully ready to talk about that game, which is what I really wanted from that. Although I am going to stick with it because I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, I don't know if
super chat was this. What a tangent.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be that kind of show. That one was Elgrug. So let's go on to Bayleaf Moon. What are the chances for Switch 2 patches similar to the PS5 patches, such as Tears of the Kingdom Master Mode, Xenoblade 3 60 frames per second, or Mario Wonder HDR? I really have no idea how Nintendo's going to approach this stuff, right? Because, will they want to charge $10 for an upgrade? Are they going to do that? Are they going to want to do that work? Nintendo's not typically the kind of company that does that. They do deluxe editions and they'll sell them to you again. But it's like, is that going to look weird on this game that's going to have the system that's likely going to have backward compatibility? Yes. So do they change things up? Who the fuck knows?
Well, have one upgrade patch, and then 3 years later they'll ask for $10 for another upgrade.
That sounds like a good business to me.
Add a roguelike mode, sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're going to do that, then I'm all aboard. Make sure we're not losing frames. No, we're doing good. Okay. Big Fresh 37. Pikmin 4 didn't get nominated for Game of the Year because of the infamous Nintendo tax. You just see all that Xbox tax stuff going around?
Xbox tax. What did it?
Oh, you sweet summer child. I wish you have such a good relationship to gaming where you don't see any of this fanboy bullshit and you just enjoy the games, Mike. I'm very envious.
Yeah, video games are fun.
Yes, exactly. Which is so if you
isn't everybody just happy about all the good video games?
So it turns out no. Turns out some of them are not happy at all, and they're just like, there's an Xbox tax. If you're related to Xbox, your review scores are going to be worse, and you're not going to get nominated for Game of the Year. And it's like, oh, honey, Starfield.
Is this the precious people who think Starfield got snubbed?
That's the biggest. That's 1,000,000% the biggest part of it. But also, it's like people pointing out that the most recent Call of Duty is actually fun, but it got the worst review scores, and it's like that because people are reviewing the whole package. And the campaign is garbage.
Sucks.
Yeah. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want people to do?
Man.
That's how the games get reviewed.
Like, hey, look, I've been putting on kid gloves talking about Starfield because I kind of feel guilty sometimes. Don't make me.
Yeah.
Here's a microcosm. Here's a microcosm of Starfield. Is you have that Cole guy or whatever, the space cowboy. He brings his daughter to the ship, and the daughter's immediately like, books. I love books. Books. You bring me books. So you're like, okay. Then you pick up a book somewhere. And you discover there's no way to actually give her books.
Yep.
It's just a thing she says.
Well, I mean,
There's
like,
Starfield.
I'm like
Starfield.
I think back to KOTOR and having meetings on the ship and like talking to my crew members and like having stuff happen on my spaceship. And it's like, that's what I was expecting from Starfield. I'm gonna have this crew on my spaceship, and I can like slot them into spaces on the spaceship. All right, so when are we gonna have the big meeting about like what's going on? What are we gonna do next? That stuff never happens. And if it does, it's only part of the story and not like and it's usually back at some base. It's like the ship just feels so dead, and yeah, I think they missed a lot of opportunity in that game. All right.
Again, I don't need to keep picking at that wound. Let's make fun of Redfall some more instead. People are like, stop picking on Redfall.
Yeah, here we are. EP Idiot Box. I installed a zoo-wide...
Wait a second. I'm sorry, because I do want to go back to this. Do you think... Are you upset Pikmin 4 didn't get nominated?
No, I knew what was going to happen here. Like, you can... Like I said this before, but you can look at those games nominated, and you can do a little algorithm of multiplying their review score by their sales number, and that you're going to get those 6 games. The 6 games that got nominated are going to be the ones that have the most people playing them, multiplied by how good they are. And I think Pikmin 4 is up there in terms of quality, but obviously far fewer people have played it. And there's no getting over that in a show like the Game Awards. So not surprised even a little bit, not really bothered by it. I think we will, at the real Game Awards, over at Giant Bomb, it'll get its due, I think.
Pikmin 3-4 fans.
Yep.
I'll ask you a question. If you could, would you swap Mario Wonder with Pikmin 4? I would.
I think I would.
I like Mario Wonder a lot. I really like Pikmin.
Oh, yeah. Mario Wonder's in my top 5, but Pikmin 4 is above it on my list. As it stands right now, this is subject to change, but I don't think that is. So, I mean, I guess I would swap it. It's just, obviously, it's not the game I would swap out of the 6 there. So, I would swap Alan Wake 2 personally, but yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. Sure, go ahead.
I think that's a good dichotomy of myself. I'm the person that would 1 million out of a million times put Pikmin 4 up there instead of Alan Wake 2. That's the kind of game I like versus Alan Wake 2, which I have nothing against Alan Wake 2. I'm glad it exists and is out there for people. I have a good time with it, but boy, I would much rather be playing Pikmin 4 100% of the time.
I beat Alan Wake 2 this week, and it's very, very good. But so much of what makes that game good, you can even ask the people who love it. Very little of it is really about like gameplay.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. And again, I'm like, there should be a place for that game, Alan Wake 2, to do its thing exactly how it's doing it. And I am like, that's fine. I am not trying to take that away from anyone like I'm trying to take Red Dead Redemption 2 away from people. This is not that situation.
That's real.
Yes, that's real, and I'm a bad person.
I try to stop you.
You can't stop me. But yeah, Pikmin 4 is just such a gamer's game. And I don't know, I don't mean that like that, but it's just like a gameplay game. And so, yeah, I'd rather be playing Pikmin 4.
Gameplay, there's story-driven games, and there's more gameplay-driven games, and there's a lot of, like, there's shades there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I like something like Elden Ring, I think, does a good job of, like, just sprinkling everything across the board at such a high level. And it's like, there's definitely, like, a huge narrative there, and I'm like, well, I can ignore that and, like, kind of get sprinklings of it or feel like I have my own place in that story. And, like, this is the ideal scenario for me of, like, having a big story in a game. Okay.
For sure.
Let's see here. I don't think we read this one. EP Idiot Box. I installed a zoo-wide sound system and snuck in video game music in different sections like Dire Docks at the Penguin exhibit and Sticker Brush Symphony at the Amazon Jungle. Any music I should add? This is pretty cool stuff.
Good.
Yes.
Sticker Brush Symphony is maybe the best 16-bit era song.
I mean, Kirk
Donkey
Wise
Kong
just
Country
killed
2.
it with that, right?
Is that the wrong name that I said?
That's the wrong- yes.
Kirkhope, right?
Yeah, Grant Kirkhope.
Grant
Yes.
Kirkhope
Grant
and
Kirkhope,
something Wise.
David Wise. David Wise is the first thing you
That's it.
said, and that is
I
a
will-
real person.
I will never get that right. Gosh. Man, is there like another snowy exhibit you could do some phase the Pandora
Fendrana Drifts.
in?
Yes, that'd be good. Yeah, I'm terrible
That'd
at
be
recalling music titles, so I'll let Mike handle this, but that's a good one.
That's good. I mean, aquatic ambiance is another just Donkey Kong Country window. Would make a ton of sense for some underwater exhibit. I don't know if you have a jungle thing, just play some lame background music from Turok just to make me laugh.
All right, let's see.
Oh, do you have a snake exhibit? Play Snake Man's theme, please. Play the Snake Man level song at some snake exhibit. I would like that.
All right, Jared Helder says, have you guys tried Dredge yet? It's in my top 5. No, I keep wanting to.
I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I'm sorry.
Same.
I'm not gonna play that. I'm not gonna play Dave the Diver at this point.
I'm not playing
Most
Dave the
happy to
Diver.
be out of the Dave the Diver discussion.
Yeah, but I might play Dredge on the plane. We'll see. Ideally, like Thursday would be, hey, let's have a stream where I play a bunch of games. But it's like, now I got like lots of planning to do, and I should probably start packing and making sure that other stuff's taken care of. So, yeah, and like me and Dan have this idea for a Mario Kart thing. It's like, well, we're not gonna have time for that anytime soon. So, yep. Well, that's the stuff we want to do. Not a lot of time. All right. El Grug is back. I just want Jeff to go nuclear about something like the making of Karateka for my entertainment. You all packing the Blight costumes for the couch. I might bring the biker stuff. We'll see.
I don't think I'm bringing
the
costume.
No, you don't.
I've done that a lot.
You've done that a lot, right? I think that's.
I got something else. I think I'm gonna bring that'll be funny.
Very, very, very fun. Yeah, I was thinking like, what if there was a game that I would do like the big speech for, like Jan did, and I'm like, I don't know. Again, that's I think maybe Chance of Sonar, but everyone I got recommended that by everyone on the podcast, so I know everyone likes that game. So I'm like feeling pretty good about mine. I don't really need to bring anything.
I had
too
my
hard.
one big speech moment when we did the Games Beat Game of the Year way back when I got Ori and the Will of the Wisps for Game of the Year. That was my one big Game of the Year speech. I don't know if I quite have another one. Well, it's weird because that happened because I never thought it was going to win. Then all of a sudden the opportunity presented itself and I had to go for it.
That's a really good moment. People should go back and listen to that if they haven't.
Yeah, I have to find that. That's maybe my favorite.
Your great podcast moment. Yeah.
Yeah, the Games Beat days.
Yep.
That was an all time. That and that time that you had an Xbox Series S in your background and it was
shit.
like way early.
Uh-huh.
We're not supposed to. And someone pointed it out, and then that was funny. Good stuff.
I had to just whoop. Shadows of the Doubt would be the one that I would make a real big push for, but it's early access, so I feel like I'll just do that next year. I mean, I will talk about it on this year's list. I will try to get in the top 20, but it's not something that I feel like I have to make it happen now.
I have not played Making of Karateka. Should I do that?
Did you play Atari 50?
I played a bit of it. It wasn't super my thing, just because and that's my one concern. I really like the idea of this. I just Atari 40 or whatever. I just don't really care that much about Atari games. And this game, honestly, I had not heard of this game until this making of thing. And I understand it now, and I'd probably be interested in do
you have an affinity
the predecessor
for
to Prince of Persia?
Yeah, do you have an affinity for Prince of Persia?
Not the original Prince of Persia. No.
Okay, then you're probably good.
I don't know. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe if I can, maybe I'll try.
I really like it, and it mostly comes down to just that presentation of the really good work on the documentary stuff, mixed in with the ability then to go I can immediately play the game right here, and it's probably going to be some cool version of the game that Mike ported himself to prove that it was possible. And it's like, oh my God, this is amazing that they do all this work. So, yeah, let's give it a shot. What can it hurt?
We'll see.
Yeah, it was in Game Pass, wasn't it? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know, but it should be.
Is it on Switch?
I think so.
On Switch, right?
Yeah, I think it's on Switch.
Yeah. On Switch.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man, I was about to break an embargo, but just by saying something out loud, I will just save that because I think we could talk about that next week. So here we go.
Okay.
All right. Still some more super chats here. The Uncharted Wolf. Xbox tax is my favorite made up term this year. Okay, two things. Most terms are made up. Uncharted Wolf. That one is definitely the dumbest one. so just come on, guys. Look, just have
Did
some perspective.
Psychonauts 2 get nominated like last year or the year before
Yes,
that?
of course, because it's like a really solid game. Like,
yeah, because it deserved it that year. Yeah, it was
Yes.
great. And like, look, hey, look, I agree that like Hi-Fi Rush is maybe a little underrated, but even then, I don't think it was ever gonna this year.
Yep.
If it was last year, then yeah, Hi-Fi Rush could have been nominated for Game of the Year over fucking Stray. This year, it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough.
Yep. I mean, if you like, people want to talk about like, oh, there are places that prefer PlayStation. It's like, yeah, but there are definitely places that prefer Xbox out there too, and they're not just like with Xbox in the name. Like there is.
People
Like
used to say that was us, and then
Yeah.
then they
And
finally
got,
cooled off on
they
that.
got fucking learned. Yeah. Like, there are entire verticals at IGN dedicated to all these platforms still. Like that's how they still do it. It's get over it. If the games were better, it would be better for them. Like they would get more nominations. All right, Adam GC, keep going off on Starfield, Mike. We're never getting those hours back.
No, I don't regret. Look, I did spend a good amount of time in Starfield, and I did beat it, and I don't regret that. But like I do get more and more disappointed when I think about it, and I get kind of bummed out that it wasn't really what I was hoping for, and I just think a lot of things were half baked. And kind of sacrificing the altar of making the biggest game possible.
Right. Did you? I don't know if you listened to the Bombcast. Like, do you agree with the assessment
I did.
of they went wrong when they decided to make this game the 10-year game instead of just making another good one of their games?
I mean, and this isn't like some original thought. I've seen some people saying, and I agree with this. Like, man, if they had just made a game that took place in a solar system and there are 3 planets, and like it's like one of those planets basically for those 3 main cities, right? And you kind of actually make dense areas around those, like a Skyrim map each for those 3 planets, and then you actually have a whole solar system that you really can legitimately fly around in. You can make that dense. And again, like I'm almost just describing a different game at this point. And what the hell do I know? But boy,
Yeah.
I think that would have been smarter.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's like looking at all these stories that we talked about earlier of like, oh, my 33rd New Game Plus, I discovered this amazing thing. Like that is very cool. That does get me.
That's neat.
And
neat.
Mike, oh, you can only do that if you really try. But if you are looking at the 2 halves, you're like, make the foundation of the game really playable and fun versus enable all these things on some 33rd New Game Plus. You gotta go with the foundational stuff. Like that's got to be the stuff you prioritize, and it just doesn't feel prioritized in that game. A game that I still like. All right. Teriyaki Blues. Will anyone at Giant Bomb be fighting for Hitman Freelancer for Game of the Year, or does it not qualify?
This year?
Yes.
Freelancer mode this year?
And
no.
I will put that on best. There's got to be a fucking category for that.
Like best deal, best update, best DLC.
Yes.
Although there's some cyberpunk freaks in the Giant Bomb group.
Yes, there are.
So I do not count myself amongst. That was a fun development this year. It became much more of a cyberpunk hater
Yeah,
than
that was
Jeff.
cool. Yeah, that was your big
Like,
moment.
You liked that, and everyone else disliked it.
Mm-hmm. I was all right.
I was like,
An ally.
I was like finally playing this. I'm like, this is boring as shit. I don't get it.
Mike, we're caught
no.
up on the super chats.
Wow, that's a lot, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You
thanks,
better take
everybody.
a break. Poor Christian. He's like, hey, they run a whole hour without taking a break. Don't worry, Christian. I didn't forget about you, buddy. We're going to take a break right now, and then we'll be right back.
All right.
Okay,
Add inserted.
there you go. I'm gonna put that between this and that, and then that and that.
Okay, so just one more break.
Over there, there's an ad too. Look at that, another ad.
Wow, I hope it's for a
Oh my
casino.
Oh my god, here comes another one.
Dun, 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 ads.
Okay.
Okay, let me open up.
What are we doing?
questions.
Oh, the link is on podcast stuff for the topic.
I got it. I got the questions.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm ready,
closing
Jeff,
that.
if you are.
Okay. Yes, I am ready. Go ahead and bring us back in.
And we are back. It really is a Q&A kind of episode. We got the super chats. Thank you so much, everybody. If you still want to send more, we will get to them before the end of the show. But we also have some questions from the Discord community. So let's get to those. Bench JC has one of my favorite questions. A question just for me. He says, hey, Dogs, what's for Mike? As someone who knows absolutely nothing about wrestling, I see everyone celebrating CM Punk's return or people canceling this guy like 2 months ago. I think I can see how you can misconstrue it as celebrating. I think what you're seeing is people popping off because it is a surprise. I think there's a pretty good mix of people who do still think CM Punk sucks and probably won't last very long.
I didn't.
And
Yeah, so I was only half listening to the question because I was adding Hitman to a bunch of categories for our deliberations
Right.
on Giant Bomb. Like on Monday, he did come out and do his fucking speech or whatever, his promo, and no one seemed to like it. Everyone seemed to hate it.
And some people are like, oh, it was like short on time, but it was basically like people said that could have been a Cena or Rock promo. It was very generic, like, oh, I'm back, blah blah, I'm home, blah, whatever. So who knows if that's actually like some deep character work, like he's going to become this heel like parody of the Cena, or if it's just fucking bland.
I think Seth Rollins is going to carry that feud, and I think that's going to be awesome for that, because I bet Seth Rollins will have a lot of fun hamming that up. Sure. And then we'll get to WrestleMania, and then it will all fall apart, and CM Punk will be gone forever, and that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's hard because like there's still a part of me, Jeff, that really liked CM Punk in his first WWE run.
Yeah, of course.
Was actually a big fan, and was so excited when he came to AEW the first time.
It's wrestling, and I think you got at a certain point, you got to be like, we can't even let him take that away from you. Like just because he's ruined it. This is how I feel a lot of like professional athletes and anyone that might be dealing with head injuries. If they change, I don't even really hold that against them that much, because they are probably dealing with stuff that we have no idea in terms of mental health. And I want to be more empathetic than be like, now we have to reassess their entire lives. It's like, no, they were better then because they were healthier then. And the things that we're seeing now are the results of stuff they cannot control. And in a way, it's deeply sad. So don't let them take that stuff away from you. That's great. But it's not going to ever be that again, Mike. It's just not. It's not.
Yeah. Hoff says, hey, yo, dogs, no question this week. Just wanted to add to the ever-expanding lore. I'm sure everyone has at one point asked themselves, are they a Jeff or a Mike? Tough question. Obviously, with 17 handhelds kicking around my flat, I am a Jeff.
Don't be a Jeff.
The past weekend, I went to the London gaming market and dropped what I can only call a couple of cubivores on pickups. Hell yeah. Very stoked about what I managed to find. Yes, I am totally a Mike. Here's my haul. Thanks for you guys to do. So a lot of Game Boy Advance games here. Looks like complete in box. Metroid Zero Mission, Fire Emblem Advance Wars, Pokemon Sapphire, Pokemon Ruby, Zelda Link to the Past 1 of 4 Swords, Wario Land 2 and 3, and WarioWare. Twisted. Hey, what the? I want Zero Mission on NSO yesterday. What the hell?
Yeah,
I need that.
Why not do that one in December as well? That would be a really nice Christmas game.
Yeah. Hey, can we poll in chat, ask people if they're a Jeff or a Mike?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And you want to be a Mike.
Oh, Christian's got that. Thank you.
Thanks, Christian.
Casual says, Dear Mike, Aruba, Minotti, and Jeff Jamaica Grubb. By the way, Jeff, did you know that Kokomo is not a real place?
Yes, I think I'm the one that told you this. I think we were having a conversation. Where were we in PAX? We were at PAX and we're walking around. And we're starting to talk about that song for whatever reason. Maybe we saw Kermit or something.
I'm singing it obnoxiously because I do that.
And I'm like, you guys, Kokomo's not a real place. And you guys were all like, no, Jeff, it's definitely a real place. And I had to like get Wikipedia out. Nope, guys, this fucking not real. And everyone's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
You're right. Jeff, on this poll, are you a Jeff or a Mike? I selected Mike.
I can't vote. And guess what? It's 51-49 Mike right now. Okay, now we got more Mikes. Oh, it's bouncing back and forth.
Anyways, Casual said, I thought Mike's segment on the Giant Bomb Revengeance Mesa was very sweet and endearing. Oh, thank you. That being said, where's our heartfelt thank you? Are we just chopped liver? Hey, thank you. Hey, that was Giant Bomb, right? Like, you guys know that you're my first love.
Yeah, you're the real thing,
supporters.
Baby.
Yeah. My guilty feet have got no rhythm. Never gonna.
That was just pillow talk, baby. Don't worry.
Yeah. P.S. Thank you, Jeff, for letting me know about Strong Songs, the Andor episode. Ruled.
Oh, that's the thing that I listened to that podcast from the beginning because I like Kirk a lot. But that's the one that got me listening again, and that does rule. But boy, listen to that Tears of the Kingdom episode, everybody. I will be pulling from the stuff I learned listening to that episode to help try to get Zelda to win some music categories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the one I don't want Zelda to win in the music categories. Damn it, we'll see.
It's got the best storytelling in its music of the year, but I don't know how compelling that's going to be for
Jeff,
people.
keep your eyes on the road ahead. Don't be trying by a lot of shadows in your head. Come on.
Listen, I love butt rock as much as the next guy. Yeah.
It is. Yes, it is butt rock. They just put the best butt rock song ever at the end of Resident Evil 4.
I want to be clear. I love that shit. Anytime, like,
it's so good.
Most time, if I hear Nickelback, I'm like, oh, I don't like Nickelback. I'm not no longer at the point where like, I'm mad because someone made me listen to Nickelback. But I'm like, whatever, fucking Nickelback. If you play Nickelback over the credits of like a superhero movie, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. And so the fact that they did something like that for Resident Evil is great.
And Leon Kennedy, with that haircut, you know that man loves butt rock. Come on.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yes, like that's his iPod Nano is filled with it.
Man, this that poll is at a 50-50 split. How about
that's a good sign because we got a lot of Jeffs, a lot of Mike's. It's a lot of people that relate to our bullshit.
We found the two personality types.
perfect equilibrium.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We did
okay.
It.
Sorry, everybody.
Chaos Buckaroo says, "Howdy, fellas. It's been nearly 3 months, and I still cannot understand how or why Quest for Camelot ended up on NSO. Make it make sense. I got nothing, and boy, if I could ask Nintendo one question
I thought you told me this too, because Nintendo published it, right?
Oh, is that what it was? I forgot.
I think you told me that one.
What is going on? How are you the person remembering things today?
These are the kinds of weird little tidbits I do remember. Anything matters.
Nintendo also published those Hamtaro games that people actually like. Like, this still doesn't make that much sense. Even with that little factoid,
fair enough.
It doesn't make that much sense.
Yeah. I would love to get those Hamtaro games.
I would too. Laser Wolf says, "Hello, Jeff, best in the world, Grubb." And Mike gets clobbering time and naughty. Oh, excuse me. I was screaming so much and all the beer, I'm getting gassy. Give me one moment.
Yeah, no, take your time.
There
Absolutely.
Thanks to Jeff mentioning it on Game S Mornings, I was able to get an analog pocket. I'm going the Mikey route and want to collect physical games. What are the must-haves for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance? Well, hey, we talked about hidden gems. Must-haves. That's pretty interesting. I do think all the Wario Lands are very good. There's still something to be said about that original version of Link's Awakening for sure. Obviously, you can just play that stuff on NSO relatively easily now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? The biggest must have that's not on NSO is Donkey Kong 94.
Yeah, definitely. But did they announce that one?
I don't think they did. I don't think they even announced it. Yeah, it is weird. It is very weird. But yeah, Donkey Kong. It's just called Donkey Kong. It's just Donkey Kong for the Game Boy.
But it's a must play. And it looks great on that thing.
Yeah, I absolutely love it, love it, love it. I don't know if you like. There's like a lot of like okay games. Like I don't like okay, like they're good, but do you really need to play Metroid 2? Is that must have to me? I don't know if how must have Metroid 2 really is.
Yeah.
Kirby's Dream Land I really like, but it's pretty simple by a lot of today's standards. Sure. So
yeah. I mean,
get Mega Man 5. That's the good Game Boy Mega Man game. Get Mega Man 5.
Yeah, but Mike, those Donkey Kong Land games are actually pretty decent. They're weird.
Are they? I always just kind of assumed it would be, I don't know, something about that. Like, why would I want to play that on a Game Boy?
Yeah, because they aren't Donkey Kong Country. Like, they are different levels and stuff. But I don't know. It's maybe it's more of a novelty for me at this point. I'm just like, oh my god, they took those advanced computer modeling 3D models and put them on a Game Boy. Insane. But it's like they just like took pictures of them and turned them into sprites. But something about it always got me. I don't know. There's some other good ones, but Mike mentioned most of the really good ones. Wario Land definitely is up there.
Continue vamping. I'm adjusting my microphone.
Hyankyo Alien is the one that my parents got me. I got Tetris and Hyankyo Alien, which is an old Japanese arcade game where you dig holes to put aliens into pits and then you bury them. And that's the whole game.
What is it with you and digging holes? Why do you love digging so much?
Just gonna get the holes. Let me get the holes. I love the holes.
All right. I mean, keep going. I still need you to vamp.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Congratulations. You're done now.
Okay.
I'm
a Commando Elite
holes.
Force for Game Boy. Get that. Oh, there he goes again. All right, I'm back, everybody. It's the Jeff Show.
I'll get you started on the next one here. Laser Wolf. Hello, Jeff. Oh, no, that's the one we just read. Drew Man says, all right, dogs. Here's the moment of judgment. Super Mario Wonder. D-pad controls or analog stick. P.S. Isn't it odd none of the big three console manufacturers gives us a proper D-pad out of the box anymore? Go ahead, Jeff. Did you play Wonder with D-pad or analog?
I played it with D-pad, although I found myself occasionally using analog just because my thumb fell there, and it's fine with analog. But if I'm like trying to make stuff happen in that game, I go to the D-pad because that's the right way to play it. I am not militant on other people not using analog stick for 2D platformers, whatever. But I definitely would prefer a D-pad in almost every scenario with that stuff. I get like the proper D-pad, but I like the Xbox controller is pretty close to that, right? I wish.
I don't know. A lot of people are very precious about D-pads. I don't have a problem with any of the D-pads in any of the big threes.
I mean, I would prefer to have a regular D-pad on Switch, but whatever, it's fine. Yeah,
I played it with a D-pad also. All right, next one is from How the Grinch Stole Spoon. That's a good. How the Grinch Stole Spoon. It says, "Hey Jeff and Mike, if Chris Pratt really is so cool as Miyamoto has said, then why didn't he get a cameo as himself in New Donk City and Mario Odyssey?" Well, the timing didn't quite work out for that one, but I'm sure Miyamoto is working hard on it for Super Mario Odyssey too.
Yeah,
I think I saw him lurking in chat. He could probably confirm this for us.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing from him. They'll make that happen.
Eden, original hardware purist, says, "Dear Beefy and Cheesy, I've been picking up the entire Mortal Kombat series on original hardware recently, and was curious to hear your stance on original hardware versus emulation. Are you an original hardware is always the best way to play because it was what it was designed for person, or are you an emulate everything type of person somewhere in the middle? When do you emulate versus when do you play an original hardware?" Jeff, remember how I said there were two kind of personality types? This is basically an argument with Jeff. Look, I'm not a big hardliner. I think emulation works pretty much perfectly for a lot of things. But even then, if I can do original hardware, I do like to do that. I do think there is still something fun about that. Even if like not original hardware, not ROMs. Like Dan was showing me his Mister a lot, and boy, that was really cool, right? So like solutions like that always appeal to me a little bit more than just straight up ROMs. Like, you know, playing a Super Nintendo
Software
game with an
emulation.
Xbox 360 controller, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm also not a hardliner on this. And really, listen, I'm an emulate everything guy, but that is a self-preservation thing more than anything else. Because if I start going down the hole of I need to do this stuff right, if I'm going to play on original hardware, I will end up spending way too much money that I just don't have. I would enjoy more of that, and I tried to get my emulation stuff close to that. I got the CRT now, and I got a thing coming to like really make that work well with my Mister. And I got a Mister, and I use that. But most of the time, I am these days. I'm happy to do the emulation on the Steam Deck or on the PC, and the reality is, I choose that because even if I did start going down that hole and I did have the money for it, the idea of spending that money to chase some perfect way of playing these games, when I know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to collect all the games and play them for 5 minutes and move on to the next one. If I'm going to do it that way, I should just emulate because it's good enough for that scenario.
I definitely felt better about my collecting last year when I actually had time to play all these games I was buying than this year. It's been like, I have no time to play any of this. So I hope next year is a worse year for video games. I hope I have some time.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have more time for old video games. I agree.
It would be. That's the thing. If they stopped making video games now, I'd still have enough to play for the rest of my able-bodied days. So it'd be fine by me. But yeah. New games are still fun. Isaac Clark says, "No question tonight, boys. I know we're past Thanksgiving, but I just want to say how thankful I am for you guys and this community. This year's been tough, but it was made better by the Beef and Cheddar Boys." Thank you, Isaac. I hope you have a good year next year. Things are just around the corner. Thank you so much for all of your support and love.
Yep. Thankful for you guys as well. Thank you all for listening.
Kiva Janice says, "Since indie means whatever you want it to mean, what's the best Nintendo-made indie game?" Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
My answer, Jeff.
Yeah, Metroid Prime 4. You guys haven't tried it yet, but boy.
Yeah, Jeff already bought it, though.
Yeah.
Gerbear says, "This week marks 13 years since the death of Golden Sun with the release of Dark Dawn and the death of Leslie Nielsen with the pneumonia." Oh, shit. Were the two related? Who can say? With a Naked Gun reboot supposedly on the way, do you think that helps or hinders the chance of a Golden Sun reboot?
It can only help.
Helps.
Yeah, exactly.
It only helps.
It only helps. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with this theory.
Man, somehow a Naked Gun reboot is even like seems more atrocious to me than the Pink Panther reboot.
Do you
like,
know
really?
do you know who's in that? Because if you do, don't tell me. I want to guess.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either. So I'm going to say Andy
I don't know if
Samberg.
anyone's attached to it. Andy Samberg. That there aren't any comedians anymore.
Oh, you're gonna lose your shit with this one. Do you want to know?
Oh, no.
Let me guess. Let me have a guess. I guess Bill Hader.
Is it Chris Pratt?
Nope.
Who is it?
Liam Neeson.
What?
Oh wait. Oh, I'm bought back in, baby. Let's go.
What? You like Liam Neeson? What? The
I love Liam Neeson. I
Okay, I love Liam Neeson. Why?
Let's go.
What?
Because he stopped the Nazis.
Yeah. and he made the Force make more sense, and he's really good in Taken. And if he's going to do a comedic Taken, that could be fun.
I like his career trajectory where he was like Schindler's List, Star Wars, and Batman. Action movies. I'm gonna kill a black person for some reason, and then go away for a little bit, and then action movies, and now this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wait, that's right. Now I remember. He's problematic. I'm not excited anymore. That's right. He did say that. Oops.
Oh, I actually don't remember that. What did he say?
He has just some weird story about some guy. And he wanted to, something, I forget what the context was, but he made a big point of talking about that the guy was black and that he had dark thoughts about
that's
them.
right. Yeah.
Somebody assaulted his friend, and she told him there was a black guy, so he was like, I want to search any, I wanted to just to fight a black person all the time.
Yeah, he spoke about his internal dark, urges or whatever. Yeah, okay, that's right.
You did not have to say that, Liam Neeson. That story could die with you. What the fuck are you
He was
doing?
just promoting that movie about being basically Mr. Plow from The Simpsons. It was that movie he was promoting.
I do want to pause real quick, and I want to plead with the audience not to clip Mike screaming, I'm going to kill what he said then, because I don't want to say it myself and they get clipped. So
No. Okay, look, guys. Okay, guys, look. Hey, fun is fun. You can't actually clip things out of context that sound like that. I'm repeating what other bad people have said for reasons why they're bad.
Please don't hurt my friend Mike Minotti, please.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
Next question here. Jackie G says, Jeff, I engaged in a lot of capitalism over this Black Friday weekend. Do you think you could find it in your heart to forgive me?
Absolutely not. No way. For real, though, you're not guilty. It's the system that's guilty, Jackie G. You're good.
Wow, there you go.
I went to Walmart 5 times over the last week. In this system, you got to do what's best for your own bottom line. That's what makes it bad, and none of us are guilty of it. It's just how it is. So, yeah, do what you got to do.
Sludge Reinhold was his profile picture. Greg Miller, who is it? Wait, who is this person in the profile? Maybe it's them. It just looks like Greg Miller for a second.
If you shrink any guy that making a face like that down to that resolution, it's gonna look like Greg Miller.
There's the sunglasses, so you can't see, his soulless eyes.
Uh-huh.
You can tell. Hello, Mike, Mick, but spelled with Mike, but spelled with a C, like short for microphone, Minotti, and Jeff. Sorry, I'm not really good at coming up with these clever nicknames. Grubb.
It's all right.
If the next Mario Kart takes the Smash route and broadens its roster, what level or setting from a game in Nintendo's wider catalog would you like to see turn into a track? I'll take my answer.
Steel Diver.
That's what they should do. That's what Sega did when they made a racing game. It's we're not going to have an afterburner character, but it's going to be a sweet afterburner level. I get it. You're not going to actually make a new Star Tropics. Give me a Star Tropics level in Mario Kart at least. Just call it Koopa Beach. Just take Koopa Beach, add in some hula hoop girls or whatever. Not hula hoops. What are they? Hula.
Hula skirt girls. Yeah. Let's respect culture on this episode, Mike. The hula skirt girls.
The people from Lilo and Stitch, and then just call it Star Tropics. That's all I want.
Hawaiians.
We're getting so
I said what I said.
The people
Oh no! Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, you know,
Yeah, I got it.
Literally from All right.
Just wanted to clarify. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. Okay.
Let's go back to talking about Liam Neeson. Jamie H1224 says, "Hey Jeff, champion of light Grubb, and Mike Herald of Darkness Minotti, what Nintendo sequel would you most want to do a We Sing style musical of a previous entry in the series?" I mean, maybe it's because I'm just lazy, but Luigi's Mansion immediately came to mind because Luigi's Mansion and Alan Wake do actually have similarities.
That's pretty good. I would like to see it with just like the typical Mario platformer, and he's just singing about Princess Peach getting kidnapped, and they're like really confused about which one he's talking about. So it's like,
right.
This isn't actually useful. My bad.
Adam Juice says, "Jeff, Super Mario RP Grubb, and Mike Minot TTYD Paper Mario." That's cute. As someone who just spent Thanksgiving weekend getting Swiss set up on the old GameCube in order to play any game I want for the low cost of around $10 for a dongle off of Amazon, I have to ask, why did Mike spend so much on Cubivore? Is he stupid? Look, it's about status, okay?
Yeah, he's just... Oh my God, never mind.
Look,
I'm going to say it now that I put a little lampshade and I know it's bad. He's just trying to get pussy, everybody. Watch out, all right?
I just wanted to impress Jeff. He was there.
I was very
Man,
impressed.
this is what happens when there's no Nintendo news. We go off the
this
rails.
Is bad. This is bad.
This is a bad show.
It's a very bad
anyway,
show.
Just wanted to say I'm thankful to Game SRU for all the wonderful content, really, and for reigniting my interest in GameCube games. Oh, I am proud of that. Hope you all have happy holidays this year. Thank you, Adam. You too. You too.
Thank you. Absolutely. And he's a little stupid. Yeah, a little bit.
No, it's like who? Oh, me. No. No, it's great. I played it for like 3 hours at one time. It was fun.
You're right. Never mind. My bad.
Looks really nice on my shelf. Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, "Hello, Jeffrey and Mitchell. This year we got Mario Wonder and Super Mario RPG announced and released this year. What new game and remaster/remake do you want to announce and release next year, aside from the Zelda games? Because that was part of the great Zelda blowout of 2022. I really do just want the next 3D Mario game now. I love those games a lot. Getting one of those will be incredible. And I do hope that we do get like the Metroid Prime 2 remaster on Switch. We thought that might happen earlier, Jeff. Is it stupid for me to hope that maybe they are like trying to big boy remaster that thing up a little bit?
Yeah, I hope so, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with Nintendo, right? They're the like they might just be sitting on it, or they might be doing more to it, and it's really difficult to predict.
Because I've never actually beaten that game, and whenever it comes to Switch, in whatever form it is, I am going to finish playing that video game. But yeah, so I hope it looks as good as it can. How about you? What sequel remaster? What do you want?
Yeah, remasters or remakes. I don't know. They've done so many of the ones I would want at this point that I'm like, I'm pretty good. I guess if I had to pick one thing, the original Game Boy Color Mario Golf or Mario Tennis, the RPGs, if they just want to like give that a Link's Awakening or Mario RPG like glow up and just release that game as is, I would be very happy.
Velocity Prime says, "How at the moon to my dogs would it ever be theoretically possible for a big dev to market a 2D and or pixel art game as a AAA experience, like a game with the depth, content, and scope of a regular AAA, but presented in a different manner?" Maybe Nintendo, but otherwise, no.
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of perception tied up in the way a game looks and the way that it's presented. And it's hard to pull. I mean, I've definitely heard people arguing that like Mario Wonder cannot be nominated for Game of the Year because it doesn't have all of the aspects of these other games that have these big narratives. And it's like, oh, the gameplay is good, but that's just a video. Like, who cares about that? I'm like,
I feel like I live on a different planet than people like that.
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's why I get frustrated by it. So yeah, that it would be tough. Nintendo could do it a little bit. They had a 2D game in Metroid Dread that they pulled out for $60, right? So they pulled it off.
Yeah, but even that wasn't pixelated, which
was
is
not
still
pixelated.
a distinction.
Yep. So yeah, that's a tough thing to pull off these days.
All right, Beef Hammer's got a really long one for some reason. We'll see how far I get into this. Evening Mike, the kind of guy to make you take a private dance at the strip club, and then when you are done 5 minutes later, you find out he went to a cheaper strip club on the other side of the city in his car. So now you got to Uber to that strip club, but there are 3 different deja vu strip clubs in the city. And you don't know which one to Uber to. So you're just sitting in the Uber, telling the driver just hold up because you will know in a couple minutes. But it's already been 10 minutes and the Uber driver is kicking you out. Now your perfect Uber passenger rating went from 5 to 4.7 stars. Then you decide to just go home and you talk to Mike the next morning and he's talking about how crazy the night is and how his phone ran out of batteries. So he is sorry for not texting you back. But you know, it's kind of bull because you know he brings his charger everywhere. Minotti. And Jeff, never heard of the Lions. The only football team in Michigan is the Wolverines. Grubb.
Got it. That's right.
Is it time to reject AI, return to the blockchain and monkey pace? Look, I've always said this about AI, at least. At least AI is real, right? At least that is actually a real thing.
Yeah, but now I'm like not even sure how real it is anymore. I mean, yeah, okay, it does do some things they say it does, but then every time they're like, man, look at it, made a movie. It is the wackest shit you've ever seen. And
all that Sports Illustrated shit, my
yeah,
God.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, I'm done with AI being like some new thing that's actually going to be revolutionary. It's going to take a lot more work before it gets there.
All right, we got quite a few more of these left. I got to go to the bathroom. Let's take a little break, Jeff.
Sounds good.
Oh my God, a break in the middle of the super chats. Oh, so delicious. Tasty.
Hey, and getting those ads in there is pretty good because this is the time of year when ads pay a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
you think we're gonna get another of the Survivor Patriot shit we got last time, and people was like, "Where are you getting those ads?" I'm like, I don't control those ads.
Yeah, I mean, like you can't just tell the person that it's based on you because they don't want to hear that. It's like we don't like it is, but it's based on y'all. I mean, now you can't control that either. Again, no one's guilty in this system. But it's the system that's guilty.
We are, we're all. If speaking of AI, we're all slaves of the algo.
Yeah, we're all just blood greasing the wheels of capitalism.
Exactly, we're like in the Matrix. We're like the.
It's like in the Matrix. Has anyone ever said that before? It's a really good point.
Nobody ever said that. This is the first time anybody ever said that.
You know what Metropolis is in the public domain. It's got, or is that was Metropolis the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, Metropolis. Yeah, the old black and white silent film. I think it's the one that has like all the capitalist imagery in it. Yes, that's in the public domain now. I could just play that on my channel 24/7, and no one could stop me.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I should.
It's gonna,
we just watch that.
It's gonna go up the roof.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy!
It ain't Brazil though. That's the name of the other one, isn't it?
Brazil, the movie.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, I love Brazil. That's Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam's done some good movies.
1985. I thought it was like the 60s of the 50s.
No, it is filmed in such a way that maybe it suggests that. It's got there's a lot of like spice on that movie. But yeah, Brazil's great. Brazil's Terry Gilliam. It's
Are you jealous that Brazil got its own movie, Richard, and not Argentina?
Argentina has a lot of movies. Thank you.
Did Donald Duck go to Argentina in Sala dos Amigos or in Three Caballeros?
Did Donald Duck ever go?
I think he goes to Brazil. Yeah, because that one guy's from Brazil. I'm pretty sure. Is he from Cuba?
He ever came here?
I don't know if Donald Duck came there.
I haven't seen him around here. I saw Conan. That's not true. I didn't saw Conan.
Okay. Well,
but Conan was here.
Wait, what the fuck?
Conan goes a lot of places. What's wrong, Jeff?
I'm just like, I looked up Saludos Amigos. This is not that. Yeah, that's the Donald Duck one, right? And I just
there's two. Yeah.
Okay,
Saludos Amigos and Three Caballeros. Yeah.
Okay, and then like my eyes just immediately zoomed in on a little phrase in the background of this movie, and it just says Nazi Germany. I'm like, what the fuck? What does that have to do with this? So,
well. So what? Do you want to know what it has to do with? It is during World War II or before that, when the Nazi Germany was popping off. the U.S. wanted Walt Disney to kind of do a goodwill tour in Central and South America, basically to show them how great capitalism in America was and how it's way better than Nazis.
Yes, the Nazi Germany was building close ties with Latin America. Okay, I see that. Is that why all the Nazis went to go hide in Argentina afterwards, Christian?
No, the Nazis came to hide here because we have a bunch of German immigration back in the early 1900s and
so it was just easy for them already set
so
up.
It was easy, yeah. A little bit of story, just short. Every military force in South America was trained by another military force from Europe, like from France and from England, and we got Germany. So it also was easy.
Mentorship programs are whack back then. All right.
Yeah, it was weird as fuck.
I'm going to end this poll and then Mike bring us back in.
And we are back. Okay, look at that. The poll ended. Are you a Mike or a Jeff? And it's not quite 50-50. Jeff's are 52% of our audience, while Mike's. Wow, I can't believe it. I can't say that.
Oh, no.
I mean, there are fewer Mikes than Jeffs, 47%. Not going to use the other word there. As funny as it would have been.
Yeah, listen, guys, try to be more like Mike. Live your life in bliss like he does. Be like Mike. Absolutely.
Yeah, you should look at me. You see how happy I am?
Look at me. Look how run down I am. I just want to sleep.
I feel great.
Don't live this life.
I got a fucking tinier Christmas tree over there and a bigger one in my living room.
See, that's a good life.
Let's get moved over, by the way. I wanted you to see more of my tree. There we go. Wait, that's probably the wrong way. Maybe this way. Yeah. All right. Anyways, more questions from our community here. The Boulder Gate. Oh, I want to move this a little bit. The Boulder Gate Wolf said, LMAO beef. Anyway, dogs. I recently bought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and have been having a blast. As the last person who bought the game, though, it feels kind of weird getting into it this late. What's a game y'all jumped on the bandwagon for much later than everyone else? I was pretty late to Hitman, the newer games. I didn't really play it until even a little bit after Hitman 2 came out, I feel like. But Ridge Racer Type 4, a game I love now, I didn't actually play that until the PlayStation Classic came out, really. That's not some game with some... I don't know. The bandwagon for that game was in 1999, so that's a little weird. Do you have a good example, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, not really. Nothing springs to mind immediately. I played Counter-Strike and enjoyed that and never really played it back in the day, but that's not exactly right. Maybe I got into Quake for a hot minute there with Quake Champions and never played a ton of that at the time. I played some of it, but not like I did with that most recent release. But that doesn't really feel instant into the spirit of this question.
Bill Max says, after last year's Game Awards, Microsoft received criticism for not having anything to show. I assume Microsoft took the feedback. Well, something to show this year. Do you think there will be any criticism if Sony or Nintendo skipped the Game Awards this year?
Yeah, there'll be criticism. I don't know if it'll be fair or warranted.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because all three of them, I had to struggle to think of a time where we know as little about the big three's upcoming software releases as we do right now. There's a couple games from each, and then a lot of
Microsoft has a lot announced that we haven't had updates on in years, right? We haven't heard anything about Perfect Dark Zero, and we guess we saw
Perfect Dark Zero. Zero was the launch title for 360.
Yeah, Perfect Dark, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah,
I had to be pedantic there. I'm sorry.
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, look, Microsoft shows something. I sure hope it's not freaking Hellblade 2. Every time I see
Hellblade
that
2
game,
is the next game coming, so it's very likely that could be it. Although they showed off that a couple times now. They just showed Avowed over the summer, so I actually don't know what they would have.
Yeah, well, Avowed. I wonder what they're thinking with Avowed, because that last showing didn't really go great for Avowed.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't like the Hellblade. Not Help, yeah. Is that right? Hellblade 2 showing last time. Not because the game, whatever. I just didn't think it was a good trailer. I hope they have something more exciting than an
right. There was kind of
cerebral story sequence. It was nothing.
It was kind of nothing. I agree.
It's nothing. So hopefully they have something exciting to show. Sony, though, that's interesting because we really know very little about what their 2024 is going to they
could have something. I listen. I don't know. But Jeff, the way Jeff was talking about it is he's playing it down a little bit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder, because we had Dragon's Dogma 2 today, just out of nowhere. We still don't know if GTA 6 is actually in the Game Awards or not. A lot of people think it isn't. We'll see. There's a lot of question marks. Clink says, "Hello, Jeff. Somehow the rational one, Grubb, and Mike Minotti." Is one of the big announcements for the Game Awards next week a quadruple A Bubsy game based on the cartoon pilot will come to Switch or be PlayStation and Xbox exclusive. You know what, Jeff? I gotta admit, I didn't think that cartoon pilot was that bad. I thought it was a lot like basically cartoon shows from that time.
I mean, it's bad because a lot of cartoons were bad like that back then. Like, pretty forgettable, but you're right. It's right in line with all of those.
Yeah. And we'll come. Yes. So there you go. There's your serious answer to your serious question.
Yes. It will be a quadruple A Bubsy game. Yes.
Yeah. Octa says, "Hello, my favorite kissing cousins. Remember that Star Wars book Austin Walker wrote for A Certain Point of View?
Yeah.
With short stories of selected moments in the Star Wars milieu. How do you say that word? Milieu?
Milieu. Yeah. Milieu.
For example, Austin wrote about the guys that cooked the dinner for Vader on Cloud City. Oh, that's neat.
Did
Does
he
Vader
really?
eat food?
I thought he wrote. Oh, is that for Empire Strikes Back? I thought he did the one about the bounty hunters, but maybe they were part of that story.
Know. I guess I never considered. I just assumed Vader was like fed through a tube. What game franchise?
Some tube food, but mostly it's cooked for him still.
Yeah. What game franchise would you like to see a similar type of book for? Alternatively, if given the chance, what certain point of view video game story would you write? Give me the short story of how Manny Calvera bought the restaurant he eventually turned to the Calvera Cafe. I mean, it's cool, Octo, but so much of the fun of that is you don't know how that happened. These kind of anthology things could be fun. Star Trek used to do them back in the day too, and they were fun.
Tales from Jabba's Palace is the one I always remember. I think that was like the big anthology one early on from Star Wars.
Right. I'm trying to think, because look, Jeff and I kind of famously not people who are here first for stories in video games.
Yeah, I'm not like
what's a video game universe? Metroid, I think would be cool though.
Metroid's a good answer. I Wolfenstein, the recent Wolfenstein games. Yeah. I love the characters in that universe, and I would love like little windows into their lives about what else they're doing for the war effort. That could be cool.
Yeah, Half-Life. Give me
sure,
some Half-Life.
Of course.
I want to write a Barney story for Half-Life. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Shoji Koto says, "Hey there, Mike Little Spoon Minotti and Jeff Big Spoon Grubb. Given how many great games we've had released this year, what are a couple hidden gems from this year that might have been overlooked or overshadowed that you recommend for people to play by the end of the year?" Well, saying by the end of the year can be rough, but maybe come Christmas time you have a little bit of free time. I think that System Shock remake was horrendously slept on. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a ton of fun. And then 30XX, the Mega Man X style roguelike, really, really fun. If you like Mega Man X games, it's a very good time. You should check that out.
Yeah, the new one that just came out that might get lost in this shuffle as everyone's talking about their best games of the year is SteamWorld Build. Apparently very good. Right. I played the demo and I really liked it. I just installed it this morning and didn't get a chance to actually start it up for real. But I'm looking forward to playing that. The other one is Flip Witch Forbidden Sex Hex, one of the new sex games on Steam. Definitely go get that.
What's that? Wait, what?
What do you mean what?
What's this about a sex game?
That's just the name of the game. Flip Witch Forbidden Sex Hex. This is another one of those Metroidvanias where like it's pixels, but you could see
It's funny how often that seems to be the genre for these, right?
Yeah, I think they're like, it's like collectively moving up, right? I think they started off and all of the porn games on Steam were flip a card over and see some hentai. And it's like, okay, well that seems insane. Like I'm not like that much of a deviant. But it's like, oh, well, what if it was like one of those NES or Super Nintendo games you played, but now there's a naked lady in it? I'm like, well, now you're speaking my language.
There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. We got really happening. There's a couple more that Super Wooden GP2 racing game. This is a top-down racer, Mike, that you would not like.
I just saw this recommended on like Steam today, and I was like, what is this? Oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so funny you brought that up.
And then Slay the Princess is one I have not tried, and it's one that I feel like I probably should. People seem to really like it, but I don't know if I'm going to make time for it.
You should check World of Horror if you're going to play that.
Yeah, people talk about that one as well, yeah.
Yeah, those two games kind of like go side by side, I think.
Persona 5 Tactica really came and went, huh?
Yeah, I think that's kind of those games are in a weird spot. Some of these bigger Persona spin-offs, because they're still like big long games, and yet they just really present themselves as not being important in a way, It's like, hey, these have the chibi version of the characters because these like, it's cute, but also because this isn't like the main thing.
Right.
I don't know. That's kind of how I read it. Like, if I had time for this, that'd be cool. Definitely don't. So sorry.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, did you see Andy put me on blast for my mods in Resident Evil 4?
What did Andy say about your Ada sex mods?
Yeah, he found my screenshot that I posted to Steam and tweeted it for the whole world to see.
I was actually, because I rated him right before that and encouraged him about playing Resident Evil 4.
Good.
Then he must have discovered your crime shortly afterwards.
Yes, he did. He did. Yes, absolutely. I posted another one for him. I don't know if he's seen that one yet, but I hope he does.
Yeah. Did they make those mods for Ashley, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not told anyone about those ones, though. But yes, definitely.
Screaming Man says, "Hey, dogs." This question is from Mike, but Jeff can answer too. Jeff, I think you're not allowed to answer, actually. At least not until I do. But did you expect the Super Mario Bros. Movie to have a better opening for a 2023 animated film than Disney's Wish? Also, how did Illumination make Peaches a more memorable song than any of Wish's song, let alone its villain's song? This is the thanks I get. Let me clarify, I haven't seen Wish, and this is going by reviews I've seen the film. So
I've seen it.
You've seen Wish, and I haven't, and I'm kind of like bummed out about seeing it at this point because its identity is already being a flop, which is kind of a weird way to go into a movie. I had to Google, though, the other day. I was like, is Wish a musical? Because nobody was even talking about its music. It was like the music not memorable. Was it really kind of?
Listen,
whatever?
I thought it was fine, but I don't think I'm a very good judge of these things. I will say that the kids seem to be humming along, but they're not asking me to. They're not asking me to put on the music or anything like that. And I think that's probably a sign that it's not super memorable. I don't think it's offensive in any way.
It doesn't have its "we don't talk about Bruno" moment or its "let it go" moment.
Right?
Yeah.
Definitely not. Now, are you aware of just how insanely laden with references this movie is?
Not only a little bit. Like apparently this, I don't want to say Wish spoilers, but a little bit. I don't really know though, but maybe that wasn't a good move.
It definitely feels like Disney's Dark Universe, the way that it's not taking off.
Incredible.
Which is insane. And I as it was happening in the movie, I'm like, wait, what the is this? Are they trying to tie all this stuff together?
Well, because it's like it's Disney's 100th anniversary, which they've been patting themselves in the back for all year. They made that one cute short about it, so I guess that's why. But also, I don't like who cares. I'll have to see it at some point. We'll see what I think of it. It's weird to me because like Disney has flops, sure. Usually when they're like, here's our princess musical, those kind of have to hit at least a bit. So that's weird that this one is just
I think this movie will be more fondly looked at in a couple years when everyone's not kind of dragging it down for these references.
Sure.
Right. I think people are over that right now. And I'm like watching, I'm like, I did not know that was going to happen. And as was happening, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I bet Disney fans are going to like that. And I bet in a couple years, Disney fans are really going to like that. Okay. But when we were walking out of the theater, he had to be like maybe 10. And he's just like, man, did you see all the Easter eggs? And that did make my eyes roll into the back of my head. I'm like, they made movies they made a movie for the every Easter egg in the movie YouTube crowd. Well, that's where you fucked up.
That is also the Super Mario Brothers movie, though, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, totally. 100%. Yes. Yeah.
The Easter egg era.
But I have lower expectations for Illumination and the Mario Brothers movie being a video game movie. And Disney feeling like they can't get again, it's a Starfield thing. They can't get the foundational stuff right. Instead, did all the fun stuff on top. And that is going to spoil a lot of people in terms of their enjoyment.
Maybe I'll make everyone see Wish with me on my birthday. Maybe that's what I'll do.
If it's still theaters.
Well, I bet it'll be in Disney's theater. It'll be in the El Capitan. I'm gonna guess a little bit longer. Mr. Bohr says, "Hey, Nintendogs, what would be your personal pick for best music in a game this year, and what makes it stand out for you?" I mean, like the big musical moments in Alan Wake 2 are obviously really cool. They stand out the most for me. I like Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack a lot. Still, I just like Soken's sort of style. He does a good job of sort of mixing in familiar things from Final Fantasy past, but making them sound grand and big and epic in a really fun way. And then Jeff's going to be wrong and say Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes, so in Tears of the Kingdom, and spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom, we're at the end of the year. It's a Nintendo podcast. I'm sorry, just deal with it.
Your spoilers right now. You can leave right now.
Yes.
Here we go.
The music that plays when the dragon comes on the screen is the first two notes of Zelda's Lullaby, like she's trying to remember the music. And
it's an Easter egg.
It's not an Easter egg. It's storytelling. I'll fucking kill you, Mike. I'll drive over there. I swear to God. And then when she finally does turn back into Zelda, the note pops back in and it hits. And then as she's like falling through the sky, and I'm not good at explaining this. Again, I'm bad at it. But boy, it's the way that it actually hits in the moment. When the clap of him actually finally catching her hand at the end of the game, when the whole game has been about him like missing her at the beginning, and the clap has been like strewn throughout the entire musical like oeuvre of the game, and they finally get that moment where the clap does happen and the music just ends with that big clap. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Here, I can play some Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild music for you right now.
Wow.
There you go. There's the soundtrack.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Whoa, okay, man.
There's that's the soundtrack to those games. Yeah, it works for me in the game.
That
I have
is
very little interest of it outside.
That is Breath of the Wild. That is not how it works in Tears of the Kingdom.
A little bit still. Fair enough. We'll have to. But hey, keep your eyes on the road ahead. Don't betray.
Okay, there's no that. Yeah, there's no butt rock there. Yes.
So good. I am mad that apparently like one of the few things I didn't do in Baldur's Gate 3 was fight some like musical boss. Somehow I missed that quest line. So
who is that? What's his name?
I don't want to. It might be a spoiler. I still, but
right.
you're not anywhere near it. It's an Act 3 thing.
All right, fair enough.
So you don't have to worry about missing it. Joy to the world for Zelda they come. Incredible. What should I buy for my work? White Elephant gift exchange. Budget is $20. We're allowed to get something serious or a gag gift. I don't care if it's work appropriate.
Well, then a dildo.
Yeah. You go to fucking Spencer's and get a dildo. I bought somebody a bottle cap opener that's also like a gun, so you could then shoot the bottle cap, and it was like what, $5 or $10 on Amazon. If you're looking for a decent
sounds amazing. I love that.
Yeah, right. I was like, I'm going through my Amazon. It's like this guy likes beer, so
yeah.
I was like, and so I was like, perfect. That sounds funny. So I don't know. That or get a puzzle. I think puzzles are back. How much are puzzles? Puzzles aren't that expensive, are they?
Yeah, they're probably not $20.
Get him a puzzle of a penis.
Yeah, get him a penis puzzle.
Blow up a picture of that streaker and It's a Small World. Make it into a puzzle.
pick a penis puzzle. It'll be perfect.
Pick a penis puzzle. Peter Piper picked the penis puzzle.
There it is.
Always Be Clothing says, hello, Mike likes meaty thighs naughty. Who told him? And Jeff, canceled for Asian under fire Grubb. No. Asian. Did we tell Jan about Asian under fire?
I literally texted him. I said I was going to text him. I literally did. And he tweeted the text of me, like sending it to him above me posting the clip. So yes, he knows all about it. And he says, Michael Hyam texted him right after seeing it and says they should, God, what is it? The double, fucking Splinter Cell double Asian is what he wants to play with him. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Oh my God, it's incredible. Hypothetically, what would be the best way to smuggle you all food at a venue that doesn't allow food or drinks? You just wait till after the show or before. I mean, we're gonna be in LA for a bit, I mean, are we gonna do a meet and greet also? You think, Jeff?
I would say that there's talks of some meet and greet happening in some way, and it's a matinee early in the day on Saturday, so there'll be a lot of time that evening. So no details yet, no promises, but we're looking at it. There's a lot of other bigger fish to fry for us first, but we'd like to make that happen.
Yeah, for sure, man. Those tickets are close to being finito, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't wait. Do not wait. If you want to go, if you're going to be in the area, get your ticket now.
Not Skywalker says, Dear Dogs, was Bayonetta Origins Cerveza and the Lost Demon slept on this year? Is it going underappreciated and undiscussed this award season? I totally forgot it came out this year, but hey, that is 2023 for you. Cheers. I mean, the Bayonetta freaks still were happy about it. I just am not me and Bayonetta aren't on great terms right now. I just
Yeah, I love
this is-
Bayonetta
I think
2,
this-
and that's kind of all I need from it.
Sorry, I think it's pronounced Cereza.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, I don't remember asking you.
It definitely is.
Okay.
And he
No,
said it
you're right.
really
I told you
fucked
anyways.
up. So.
I did blow it. I did blow it. That was me deflecting because I know I said it wrong and I took out my anger on Christian. Sorry, Christian. Now get back in your hole. Jumpmat says, I mean, it is a little weird. I mean, look, it was very early in the year. It was kind of this weird game to begin with.
Yeah.
Like,
No one knew
it was a
what to make
franchise
of it.
most-
Yeah.
Yes, but the franchise mostly known for its main character saying fucking getting naked. It's like, here she is as a child.
Yeah.
It's just- that's a weird character to Muppet Babies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Jump Matt says, sup pups, how big a part of Nintendo's video game business is the 30% cut they get on third-party Switch game sales?
Huge. But, I mean, it's been their business for... And that, I mean, 30% cut is what they get from digital sales. The licensing fees for physical games, that's been their business for forever. And it's huge. It's a big part of it. I mean, that's the whole business got kind of started then when Nintendo's like, we're going to lock down the NES with actual security technologies, and you have to go through us to put games on our system. So when the Tengen went around it, they had to sue the fuck out of them to stop them from doing that. Because it's huge. They make a ton of money from that.
All right, Jeff, don't look at this. This is interesting. I don't know if you see this, but
yeah, no, I have it, but I haven't been able. I haven't looked at it. I saw the list. I've moved away from it.
Tokyo Gameway says, I stumbled across the NPD's top-selling games of 1996. How did we stray so far from the righteous path? Okay, what do you think is the top-selling video game in the U.S. in 1996?
Is it Super Mario 64?
It is Super Mario 64. Now, we don't have to keep guessing, but it just gets interesting from here, because number 2 is Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh,
Number
yeah,
3
sure.
is Number 3 is Donkey Kong Country 3.
Whoa, okay.
4 is Madden 97. 5 is Wave Race 64.
Hell yeah.
6 is Mario RPG.
Damn.
7 Tekken 2. 8 Shadows of the Empire. That game was cool. 9 is Resident Evil. This is interesting. 10 was Mortal Kombat Trilogy on Nintendo 64. That game sold that well.
Mortal Kombat.
People
always-
still cared about Mortal Kombat.
Yes, very much so. Turns out they've never not cared about it. It was, even during its dark years, people still love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like Mortal Kombat 4 was like, you know what's funny? Mortal Kombat 4, I barely ever played that game. All I ever heard was like, oh, that game's bad. And now, like, I guess people are reasonable now. And they're like, no, that game's good, actually.
I enjoyed
People were
Mortal
just
Kombat
mad.
4 at the time. I knew it was different to the point that it would annoy real Mortal Kombat fans. But my thinking at the time was like, so? Like, it's not Street Fighter. Why are we taking this seriously? So,
Right.
yeah.
Number 11, Killer Instinct Gold for 64. 12, Yoshi's Island. 13, Crash Bandicoot. 14, Pilot Wing 64. And 15, Madden NFL 97 for the Genesis. So that's neat. It's interesting that the year Donkey Kong Country 3 came out, it was the third best-selling game after Donkey Kong Country 2.
Which must have been selling all year, and that's why it was still up there. That's wild.
Well, people forget how much those Donkey Kong Country games sold. They were like
huge.
They were huge.
Yoshi's
Adam
Island
JC
at 12. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's a good list.
Adam JC says, hey, doggos, could a Switch 2 launch window without Mario Zelda ready actually be more exciting? The GameCube launch window always stands out as Nintendo's most interesting, partly because neither of the heavyweights were there for them to lean on. Personally, I'm more than happy to wait a year for Mario if it means getting fresh takes on other existing or dormant franchises. It could be. It's rare. GameCube got lucky because somehow they had very good third-party support at launch. Like the two best launch games were Rogue Leader and Super Monkey Ball, right? And then like the Nintendo stuff was kind of after that. Like, yeah, Luigi's Mansion 1 was good, and the Wave Race that they released was fine, but it's very you're definitely going to feel a lot better about it. I don't know if it could be more exciting without a Mario Zelda. I think I'd be more excited if we had Mario.
I think in hindsight, it might be like more interesting. And I think that's what happened with GameCube. GameCube was not more exciting than the N64 launch with Super Mario 64. It just wasn't. But in hindsight, maybe it's more interesting. Maybe it's a cool thing that happened. And I think that could happen here, sure.
Zubmer says, hello, Jeff. Takes his children on vacation, Grubb, and Mike competes with children on vacation, Minotti. Thank you for the on-flight entertainment. Welcome. I came back home to Cali on November 15th, which is when I wrote the first draft of this message, but keeping my weekly 6 p.m. Twitch streams on pause for the holidays. I'll get to Moonrise eventually. Now, I have 2 questions. One, if I can only experience one game for the first time in 2024, which should it be? Super Mario RPG starring Gino, or the Thousand Year Door starring Vivian? At least time and money for one. Man, let's make sure Thousand Year Door is actually running at 60 FPS. I don't know how much you care about that. Let's assume that that's not a factor. Oh, that's rough, because those are just my 2 favorite of the Mario RPGs. I think Thousand Year Door might feel a bit more modern to you. Like Jeff said, there probably are some people who are like, wow, Mario RPG kind of feels like an older game to me. And obviously it doesn't bother Jeff and I. If that's something that you think might bother you, Thousand Year Door is going to feel significantly less like that, I think.
Yeah, I think if it's tough. If you want my answer to just be my answer, I'm gonna say Super Mario RPG. Just flat out.
No, say it the right way.
Super Mario RPG. I want you to play that. Yeah, I got there eventually. But like, if we're trying to like figure out what's right for you, Mike's right. It's hard to say. But Super Mario RPG is just so whimsical. If you lean into like, oh my God, this is them first exploring the wider the Mario universe and them having a lot of fun with that and establishing what Bowser's character is going to be all the way up until Jack Black played him. Like that, in context, that stuff is really, really good. So yeah, definitely play Super Mario RPG. And then maybe, hopefully, you can get Thousand Year Door as well at some point.
Super Mario RPG.
Second question. Now that I've upgraded from PlayStation 4 Slim to PlayStation 5 Slim, what are some games to catch up on? I started Spidey during Thanksgiving week. So far, I did the ship set piece, got sidetracked on map objectives, and did the coaster set piece today, and reached around 20% completion. I still think Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is fantastic.
Agreed.
I think that's still like that, and like the game you already have because it's built in Astro are probably still my favorite PlayStation 5 games. So yeah, I would definitely pick that up. If you haven't played like Final Fantasy 7 Remake on PlayStation 4, make sure you get that PlayStation 5 version. That is very, very good. I don't know. Everyone else likes Returnal. Not me and Jeff so much.
Yeah, it's okay.
You like it more than I do. And again, you're the one who catches flack for it. But
but it's like, boy, if you haven't played Hades, just play Hades instead. Like, it's insane that anyone would pick Returnal over Hades to me. Like, I mean that. I do not understand that at all. You could probably get Sackboy: A Big Adventure pretty cheap, and I bet that would be a fun little one to play. It's like a decent Mario 3D World clone. I enjoy playing it with my kids, at least.
Super Mario Bop says, woof woof to my dogs. What is your favorite Nintendo rebate at this year's Game Awards? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What's your favorite Nintendo rebate?
Yeah, rebate. I mean,
isn't a rebate like when I get a cereal and it's like, send this in for a a
rebate's like when you like buy a piece of electronics at Best Buy and they're like $5 rebate included, and you send that in and they send you $5.
You think Bob misspelled debate?
I don't know.
Or maybe
I don't know.
Remake?
Nah.
No,
remake.
It says this Game Award.
Bob, are you here? Help! Bob, what did you mean?
What is your
Here's a
favorite
bonus question.
Nintendo
Let's just answer this. Let's just answer this.
Yeah, sure.
Jeff, is Kane going to the Red Wings and pissing off Blackhawk fans more fulfilling than actually winning the Stanley Cup? Thanks as always.
No, it's not. Because I've never really hated the Blackhawks. I think the Blackhawks are a fucked up organization since 2010, obviously, with all the shit that happened there. But I'm not trying to rub it into the fans' faces. Like, I hate Pittsburgh way more. I hate the Maple Leafs. The Boston Bruins are by far my most hated team. So at this point, it's like we had a rivalry with the Blackhawks for sure, but it was never hot and heavy like it has been with some of these other teams. So I'm not trying to stick it in their eye. I would rather this team just be good than make the Blackhawks fans upset.
Okay, so is it Nintendo rebate as an opposite of tax? Opposite of Xbox tax?
Okay, yes. Tax rebate would have been good if you would have said tax rebate, and then I would have got it right away. So, okay, yeah. So Nintendo gets money back while Xbox gets taxed.
I mean, Nintendo's like, look, I don't want to be a whoa as Nintendo. They obviously did fine, but like Pikmin 4 wasn't nominated for Game of the Year. Octopath Traveler 2 was snubbed for RPG. I don't think Nintendo got anything that wasn't unearned, right? Which is like kind of implied by rebate in this context, right?
Definitely not. Yes, and I think Bob's just having fun here too.
Sure.
So, yeah.
No, he's a piece of shit. I mean,
get his ass.
Jedi Moss says, when do y'all think you'll go back and do another playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom? I'm feeling the urge again to do another playthrough, but I think I'm going to hold off until the Switch 2 comes out. And assuming there's backwards compatibility, I'll play Tears of the Kingdom again with improved visuals and performance. It'll probably be a while for me. Like, hey, someday there's going to be like a Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom remastered compilation on the Switch 3 or Switch 4, and that's when I'll play them, probably.
Probably part of a Zelda blowout of some sorts, for sure.
Yeah, some kind of, we'll be talking about it. It'll be our curse. We'll promise it. Yeah, I'm promising it right now.
There it is.
Put me on the record. There you go.
I will probably play Breath of the Wild again first before I go back to Tears of the Kingdom, and that will probably happen in the next couple of years. And I'll probably do some shit on the PC for that.
There you go. There you go. Bikes and Brew says, with the Browns sitting at 7-4 and the Lions at 8-3, how are you feeling about your respective teams? Also, Tears of Evil, the Kingdom is easily my game of the year. So many hours and so much joy in the game. I don't feel great about the Browns still. We had a lot of injuries. We did not look good in the last game. Maybe we can make it to the playoffs. I don't know how far we'll go, but hey, I'm glad that we're a winning team for sure. I'm not gonna like scoff at it, but I don't think this is like our year or anything.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great about the Lions these days. It's they feel exposed, where their defense looks a lot like their defense did last year, where it's like people can just run and throw against them at will, mostly throw against them at will. They still have a decent run defense, but it's like with the pass defense being this bad, it almost doesn't matter. And so it went from feeling really good to now seeing them struggle against back-to-back weeks, Green Bay and Chicago. That's tough. I'm not giving up on the season. This happens to a lot of teams. It's just, it does feel like they're cooling off at the wrong time of year.
Inu Face says, Woof Woof Dogs, do you really think Nintendo would launch the Switch 2 with an LCD screen and hold the OLED for the revision 3 to 4 years? It's so hard to go back to LCD screens once you get OLED. Yes, I do.
Yes, and I think this is insane. At this point, Nintendo needs to do whatever it takes to get an OLED. I don't think having an LCD as like your only option now is acceptable in the world we live in now with the Steam Deck OLED out there and feeling like, oh, well, everything's going to go in this direction. And by the time the Switch is here, going back to LCD is going to be very rough.
It's going to suck. It's going to suck a bit.
Yes.
Jada Camp says, thoughts on Jack in the Box? You can get boba tea, tacos, and an egg roll all in one order. Plus, you can order breakfast anytime. I don't have a Jack in the Box near me.
We had a Jack in the Box near us in Colorado, and then it turned into the Raising Cane's, and I prefer Raising Cane's, so I was pretty happy about that. But I have no ill will towards Jack in the Box. I think their greasy, like transparent tacos are actually pretty tasty. So yeah.
Crouching Kringle Hidden Crip says,
what the bang, diggy said the boogie said, up jump the boogie.
There you go. I thought it was Rapper's Paradise at first, I got to say, but it's not that.
No, it's good.
The boogie to be.
It's I was gonna say it's Chris Rock. It's Kid Rock. Different people.
Incredible.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Liam Neeson wouldn't like either of them. Breadfish says, "What up, dogs? I just want to say you should check out Dan Sung Sa in Koreatown while you're in the vicinity for the Giant Bomb.
You're talking about going to Koreatown. Yep.
Anthony Bourdain went there. Yeah. Also good nearby are Hamji Park, Jiangshan, and the Prince. They shot some of Mad Men there. Much love and happy holidays. Man, we had a great time in little Tokyo last time.
And now we were talking to Bailey today, and she was talking about Koreatown, and Jan's like, I want to go dancing. And she's like, maybe we go to some of the K-pop nightclubs or something. So
she'd love that. I think is Korean food gonna have something for me, Jeff?
Korean barbecue is awesome, and I think you'll have it's. Do you like hibachi?
Yeah.
So it's like
there's something gonna have that's just meat and like rice and sauce.
Definitely, yes. Okay, and the thing is, like, you kind of the way I've only been to Korean barbecue once, but they bring you a whole bunch of shit, and then you basically cook it yourself on a hot thing right in front of you, and so you just pick and choose what you want.
Like hot pot almost.
Korean barbecue is awesome. It is so good. I think you're really gonna like it.
Maybe I did. No, maybe I did do this with the GamesBeat crew once. Okay, sounds great. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, we did. Dean took us. Yes, that's what we did. That's right. Yeah,
we did do this. That's what that was. That was great. So I'll be fine. Jeremy Biss says, now that Nintendo and Sony Pictures are working together, what games should Nintendo make based off like Columbia, Sony Pictures IP?
Ghostbusters. Venom. Yes, there you go. Man, Columbia TriStar movies.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. Columbia TriStar. I'm looking this up too.
The Patriot, starring Mel Gibson.
Oh, that has a very underrated John Williams score.
Yeah,
Very good.
that's true,
Because it's in
okay.
the fucking Patriot. But it's real good. White chicks.
Aaron Brockovich.
Adaptation. With
I would
Nicolas
fuck it.
Cage.
A Nintendo adapting adaptation, I would die for that.
Yeah. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to beat White Chicks,
No.
I'm afraid. So, yeah, Nintendo's going to make a White Chicks game.
There it is. Yeah.
Incredible. All right, what's next here? Hey, Hammond of Texas says, hey, Jeff Grubb and Mitch Minotti, have either of you ever had to work a retail job on Black Friday? I did for a few years and it sucked ass. No, I never had to do retail. I was mostly doing kitchen stuff as my kind of shitty teen 20-something jobs.
I worked for a retailer, but not in the retail store. I worked at a JCPenney distribution center, and it was very busy around that time. I eventually got fired from that job. They said laid off, but I was fired. I've also worked at FedEx distribution center at the airport in Columbus during Black Friday for a couple years, and I slept there, worked there nonstop. So yeah, it was pretty hectic, but not the same kind of hell as a retail job.
No, thank God.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been good at that.
No, I would have been having a panic attack. Sounds terrible. Dr. Ryan says, this is a pedantic kind of question, but as an Italian, fellow Italian, does Mike's hatred of fruit extend to the tomato as it's technically a fruit, but also the basis for the world's best sauce, marinara? I love tomato sauce.
You don't like tomatoes, though, right?
I would never eat a raw tomato or like a cherry tomato, but no, like I cook with tomatoes all the time.
Christian,
sauce and stuff.
Shut up. That's just what you need to know. Like, this is just Mike.
Oh yeah, this is so shocking.
The exception, because he makes his own sauce. I was like, oh, he loves so much tomato. Maybe tomato, he will eat a tomato. Like,
nah,
not even in
you
like
gotta cook it.
Not even in like Caesar salad. I don't know how you do it.
You think I'm eating a lot of salad, Christian?
Maybe you do eat a salad.
Of all of the food stuff between you and Dan, the one that messes me up the most is that Dan doesn't like ketchup. That's the one.
Yeah,
that's
I'm not
so
a big
weird.
ketchup fan either. I don't really like ketchup.
Yeah, but but you'll eat it. Like, but you just prefer barbecue sauce, right?
I saw Dan use ketchup.
Really?
At Juicy at Matt's bar. Yeah.
Okay then.
He
All right.
hated it, and then he tried it, and he was like, "It's okay."
Yeah.
Of course
he put his fries in it. I was using it too.
Okay.
Mustard. He wasn't going to touch. He wasn't going to touch the mustard.
Yeah, but that one, a lot of people don't like mustard. Although mustard's one of my favorite
they're wrong.
foods. Yeah. God, I love mustard.
Also, I was like, it surprised me because my friend asked me about Mike, that he hated tomatoes, and I was like, no, he probably loves tomatoes. He probably eats tomatoes
I love
because
cooked tomatoes.
Yep.
Yeah, he probably just likes tomatoes.
Tomatoes are
and
95% water. They are like the juiciest of the foods, and that's the thing that Mike doesn't like.
And they have that weird like goop in between the veins. They really upset me in their raw form.
You can take that off if you want to.
Yeah, you can take a lot of things off.
Get the meat.
I as like in my worst version of myself, I was not even doing the red sauce. I was like a butter noodles white pizza kid, but I did grow out of that. So I am capable of growth. It can happen.
That's very true.
Bugadillo says, hey, big dogs. I feel like December games always gets missed for Game of the Year's talk. Are there any games coming out this December that you wish came out earlier this year so you could play, talk about them in year-end stuff? I mean, the only one really that is Avatar.
Avatar, baby.
I like the idea of pretending that Avatar is getting snubbed from stuff. Like, look, I think like my expectation for Avatar is that it's going to be like an 8 out of 10 game that I'm going to enjoy because I like Avatar. But I'm going to definitely pretend that it's like it didn't get a fair shake at all the game.
Will you wear a Justice for Avatar, the video game shirt to the Game Awards?
That'd be funny. Well, I'm not going to the game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're going to be hanging out with me. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll wear it on our stream while we're doing that.
There you go.
Yeah, a SteamWorld build. I bet that would be my top 10 if I had time to actually play that before all this.
Well, David says, do you guys want to hang out? No. I mean, maybe. Yes, we'll see what's going on.
How dare you speak to me?
No. Well, like I said, I hope we can do a meeting.
I would like to hang out with Willow Davis. Absolutely. We'll see if we can make something happen.
B. Traven says, thought on the rumor that the Switch won't have DOSS support. Just skip this. You already addressed in the news section. Thanks and hello from Tokyo. Yeah, what do you think about that, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, it needs something. It can't just go out. I guess it can. It's Nintendo. But it would seem pretty rough to launch a system that could not play without a lot of work the AAA games that are coming out the day it releases. And it will need a little bit of extra help to do that. Now, there are other upscaling methods that NVIDIA and Nintendo could use, and maybe they'll just go with those instead. But DLSS is magical, and I know it will require a dedicated chip that Nintendo probably thinks is too expensive, but boy, it'll be worth it.
Juan Gift says the N64 library with every Japanese game translated to English, or the Saturn library with every Japanese game translated. You get one, and you have to consign the other one to oblivion, which you choose. You're basically asking me to choose Super Mario 64 versus the entire Saturn library, because that's no, that's not fair. I don't know. Like 64 has like these really high highs. I feel like Saturn rides a much better like. There's a lot more good games on the Saturn than there are on the 64 for me. I think I would actually have more fun overall with the Saturn's entire library.
Yeah, man. Have fun with Nights in the Dreams, I guess. I'd go with the N64, but I would miss some of these Saturn games for sure.
There's a lot of really good, like there are way more untranslated Saturn games that you'd be happy to get than untranslated. Definitely. Like the untranslated Tel 64 games are like
Doshin the Giant and stuff, and
no,
the 64
it's like
DD
fucking
games.
the Mahjong games.
Oh yeah, well yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, you're gonna get a lot of Mahjong games on the Saturn as well. Mahjong games are on everything.
You're right. But there's only 200 games on the Tel 64, so that's like 10% of the library on that system.
Yeah, but I mean, the Saturn has
you get all these cool 2D fighting games.
Yeah, right. Okay, right. If the 2D fighting games are where it's at on Saturn, and that's hard to argue against. But beyond that, I don't think there's like some huge number of great games on the Saturn. It's Panzer Dragoon Saga, it's Virtua Fighter 2, Sega Rally, some of the arcade games, definitely.
A lot of the arcade games for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But Burning Rangers? I never played Burning Rangers.
Yeah, I've never played Burning Rangers. I don't know. Radiant Silvergun. I love
Dragon
that.
Force. I really want to play Dragon Force. People like Dragon Force a lot. I need to play that.
I guess it's time to like really.
Three Dirty Dwarves.
Okay.
Dirty Dwarves. Come on.
Sonic R. The soundtrack alone.
Hey, I like Sonic R. I don't care what anyone says. Big Tony says, "My dogs, did you guys work yourself into a shoot by hating on CM Punk's return? I was there at the Allstate Arena. It was legitimately the biggest pop I've ever been a part of.
Oh yeah,
of course it was. From Chicago." And I don't hate Mike for being a Disney doll or Grubb for being a juggalo. No, I can't.
Fuck you, Tony.
Look, I get Chicago people. Look, CM Punk is always very nice to Chicago, and he talks a lot about how great Chicago is. That's your guy. That's completely fine. I totally get it.
Yeah, and it was a huge pop. It was
that. Of course, it was a big surprise.
Big surprise, right?
I didn't think it was going to happen. I would have popped. I would have freaked out that I was there for
absolutely. That. Just don't expect it to sustain, man. It's going to go bad fast. It really just is. That's just who he is. So I'm glad you got that moment, and no one can take it away from you.
Right. Yeah. I hope so. We'll see. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe he'll be reined in and he'll be humbled, but I doubt it. All right, man. That's it for the questions. We got through it. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's take one more break. We got some more super chats. Couple more things to talk about before we wrap up shop here.
Perfect. Love it. We can just jump back into it.
Yeah, let's just jump right back in. Ready, Jeff?
I'm ready.
All right, Jeff, we're back. We got some more super chats.
Yeah, I think I got right where we left off here. I believe these are both the last one that we got, Teriyaki Blues. I think that was their first one. Let me double check that. Yes, and then Tokens Only with their first ever super chat. Hey Jeff, could you hear Dan sing "Let It Go" badly during the Extra Life stream? The only things I ever heard were the giant bursts of laughter, and I assume that happened when he sang that song. So I'm going to say, in a way, yes.
Yeah.
I definitely. I was like, they were in the basement. I was like up a floor, like 2 floors, so I couldn't hear much. But boy, I want to go back and listen to that. I bet that's a good time.
It's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mikey O'Leary, funny that Jeff is digging holes, guy, because Mike is digging them all night tonight. I think at this point we've both dug enough holes in this episode. So
that's what this is, the whole digging episode.
That's right. Listen, we'll dig ourselves out beginning of next year, fresh starts and all that.
Hooray!
Big Fresh 37, play Bang On Balls Chronicle in co-op. Seriously. Okay.
Is that a sex game?
Is that one of them sex games?
It's gotta be.
All right, I'll play it.
I'll play it for the sex only.
I love the Bang On Balls. Yeah, Chronicle.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a name. Jedi Moss 4. isn't the true RPG snub this year Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed. It scored highly, but is left in the cold while Phantom Liberty gets the flowers. Yeah, I mean, again, just multiply it by how many people are playing it. I mean, the DLC for Xenoblade is going to have it has a fraction of the people that played the DLC for Cyberpunk, which we found out today sold 4 million copies. So, yeah.
That DLC really did pop off a lot.
People were ready for it to pop off. People want to like Cyberpunk, and it turns out that if you give them the stuff that they want, and it's just like, for me, it's still never the game that I thought they promised. And so whatever. It's fine. I have nothing against Phantom Liberty. Mike, I think that does it for the super chats. It does, yes.
Well, Jeff, we talked about Mario RPG. I did, after being that, go back to Star Ocean Second Story R, and I've been enjoying playing that. It really is such a pretty game.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Combat systems is active. It's fun. I think it is still a bit more of a RPG fans RPG. Mm-hmm. Being a PlayStation 1 RPG, it is very much doing a lot of those tropes that were pretty familiar to people at that time. To me, that's almost a little comfortable. Like it's slide right in there. Might be a little off-putting if you're somebody who is never a big JRPG guy, but I'm really impressed with this. Is definitely the best an HD 2D game has looked yet. Just for that alone, it's really interesting.
Yeah, I think it looks great. And it's one of the big curious about it. It's like I'm not going to really take any time this year to touch it, but I might just boot it up on the Steam Deck OLED just to look at it. Because again, I think it looks very pretty.
Why is everyone in chat saying hi, Maria?
It's not everyone. That's one person saying it over and over again.
No, there's one person saying it a lot, but other people are joining in now.
Okay, well, listen.
What is? Explain yourselves. Jeffy, you been playing anything besides like Mario RPG?
I mean, not really. There's a game I can't talk about yet that I'm playing in preview, so I'll save that for next time. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I like I said, I kind of just booted up SteamWorld Build for a half a second today, and that is on the Switch as well. It seems like it works good across all platforms. So I that's one I'll probably talk about more next. Well, if we do an episode next week, if we do, who knows what it'll look like. But I'll talk about it next time we get a chance to come together. But no, it's been Super Mario RPG, and then a lot of catching up on other games on other platforms, really. Because again, like I said at the beginning of this episode, feel pretty good about where I left off with Nintendo. Yep. I did get into some of the N64 Nintendo Switch Online stuff a little bit. Played around with some of that with the N64 controller that I have, and that was fun. I had a good time doing that. We played Streets of Rage 4 on the Switch with my family over, and that's becoming a bit of a tradition. So, yeah, Switch still very good for bringing out at parties, bringing out when everyone's over. So, yeah, enjoying that.
I am excited to play Jet Force Gemini for the first time in a very long time. I was laughing hysterically. Well, okay, that's a lie. I was laughing sensibly to myself when you brought up the Jet Force Gemini news story and the Bombcast and the rest of them just had blank stares, and you picked up immediately. These people have nothing to say about Jet Force Gemini.
Moving on. That's the one for old Jeffrey. Let's just move on to the next story. Yep, I love when that happens.
It's like, I was dying. I almost want to pop. It's like, now wait a second. Let's go back. Backlor, what do you think about Jet Force Gemini? All right, Bailey, your turn now.
I didn't want to have it be like Bailey be like, what is this bullshit? And Backlor be like, this is not important. I just couldn't handle all that, so I moved on.
Being like I was a baby when this came out. Yep. Yeah, all these things. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. I think we're done here.
I'm gonna hit the button, Mike. Let's just get out of here.
We'll be back Thursday. Game Master Decides. So that'll be fun. I think we'll do.
Wait.
Game of the Year for 2008.
Start again. There we go. All right.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do Game of the Year for 2008 for Game Master Decides on Thursday.
Yes, we will.
We have Blight. Do we have a normal Blight Club tomorrow?
Let's do Blight Club. Yeah, we got a normal Blight Club at the normal time.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Let's be bikers and let's have sex with our clothes on. It'll be great.
It'll be real great. Good time. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
So yes, tune in to Giant Bomb for that. Like Mike said, we'll be back Thursday with another episode of Decides. We'll put something up on this feed for next week. Maybe we'll just do like one episode pre-recorded somewhere at some time. I'll just get the phone out when we get together in person or whatever and just record something real quick. So yeah,
we'll figure it's gonna be a busy week next week. We're gonna be in LA. We have a live show.
That's right.
That's crazy.
It's It's messed up.
I don't think about it too much.
Yeah, I try not to think about it because then I'm like, oh my
Like,
god,
I just do it.
I have to be entertaining on stage, and if I don't, I'll see everybody be disappointed in me. That's fun. All right, everybody, look forward to that. Bye.
I'm already disappointed in you.
Oh, that helps actually.
People disappointed. We just can't see them.
That's fucked up that he ate so many sunflower seeds that his butthole stopped working.
Hi, Maria.
What's stopping?
Jeff Grubb is dead. Yeah, stop it. We had to punish that person. They were spamming.